test for the Miami Heat tomorrow against the Milwaukee Bucks. So very excited for that game tomorrow at 6. The Heat get that win in overtime. I'm so glad I was sitting
NFL season starts and free agency happens. There's certain quarterbacks that you can get on the cheap, like Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins. Those are the, you know what I'm saying? So those quarterbacks on the cheap. Tennessee should take a quarterback, and all signs point to Cam. But we've seen crazier things happen. And we've seen crazier things happen. Dude, it doesn't take me. Dude, we've seen Laramie Tunsil go from like top 5, or he might have been number 1 to going on 12. There's always something that happens. and there's a name that nobody ever heard of, or not nobody ever heard of, but that start when the combine or anything started, didn't have any sizzle, and then all of a sudden, a pro day, an unbelievable showing at the combine, interviews, meetings, and then all of a sudden, this person is moving up on the board. I don't think they know who they're getting. No, they don't. No. The top five, the first five teams do not know what they want. I wouldn't. Okay. I just, you know what? I'm gonna give you grace and allow you. You have a month. Like, hey, yeah. So, Rupert, because you like to go into headlines. Headlines. Yeah, the Athletic so and so is saying that Cam Ward might slipping in the draft. Shea report. Okay. You're muted. When, yesterday?
He pitched to like 7 or 8 batters and didn't record an out. And there was like scored. I don't know how 7 batters scored 13 runs on him, but they did. It was crazy. No, I'm joking. That's a total joke.
I was to say, I was like, damn.
Vincent Jung, he's my favorite player right now until he gets cut. Inter Miami opened their MLS season tonight at 7:30 against NYCFC. Then Tuesday they host Sporting KC in leg 2 of the CONCACAF Champions Cup.
Was the game canceled this week? Why?
And actually, it was worse weather on Wednesday night, and they still played.
Oh, they can't cancel it anymore because they had to play. They had to play the game Saturday. They have a game. The season starts Saturday, so they couldn't.
Line was Messi's never seen this type of weather. 56-minute goal. Got him. Messi, he don't care, man. Messi don't care. He's Messi. Everywhere he goes, it's Messi. They also released some of their theme nights for the upcoming season, including Hispanic Heritage Night, September 16th, and Breast Cancer Awareness Night, September 20th. I think tomorrow we'll have Daniel Solana on to break down tonight's game and also kind of break down everything that's going on with Inter Miami. But we're going to talk. There's some interesting stuff.
Oh, I can't wait to talk to him about the Champions League draw. Yeah. Squeaks? How do you mean squeaks? No, they didn't. They blew out Man City. Ain't no squeak. They manhandled them. Well, no, yeah. The new thing is the first 8 qualify, and then 16. Yeah, that's not. I mean, it's not a plane. It's not a squeak. I don't say they squeak. Anyway, they got the Madrid derby. They playing Atletico. They ain't squeak by. If beating a team 6-2, I mean 6-3 squeaking by, then I'll squeak by all the time. Yeah, if my best player is getting a hat trick and that's called squeaking by, I'll squeak by. Yeah. You got short legs. Ladies and gentlemen, we're having, if you're seeing, well, you're muted. You're muted. You are, but you got to understand, I'm not connected because I got a new phone. So they listen through my login. So it's not really you. It's because I'm not connected. You just got to be patient, folks. $560. Yes, I believe the Hurricane. Come on, man. That means he's not playing. Woo! 4 Nations. It was great. Now your best player is hurt. Oh, yeah. What's that bravado now, baby? You kind of quiet. You were talking hella crap, boy. I want that same energy. Okay.
Of class not to boo your national anthem, boo your
Hello?
flag.
Hello?
Hi, have you been injured or in an accident with it?
Yeah, buddy. Yo, Michigan State's a really let me tell you this right now. They're Final Four team. No, but Michigan State's one of those teams, Dan, that you're always worried. You always want to see how they're playing towards the end of the year. Because Izzo always gets them ready for the tournament. This year, they've been a very good team from beginning to now. So go into March. If they're already a good team, they're gonna get even better. I have them in the Final Four. I have them one of my Final Four teams. I'm letting you know, one of my first Final Four teams, Michigan State. Finally, man. Now we're not gonna miss out on some of the best stars in the world. Wait. What's their name? The Rose, Rose. Is Cameron Binks? No, she's not playing, right? She's hurt. Okay. Oh man. Wasn't that what Jake Gyllenhaal and was it Cowboy? Brokeback Mountain. You have a broke back if you horseback ride. No. Yes. Oh Jesus. Oh boy.
All right, it is a Saturday fun day, and I am with my cousin Vladimir Lewisall. My name is Dan Day. Thank you so much for hanging with us. Jimmy Butler has found a new home with the Golden State Warriors. The Miami Heat have won their first game since Jimmy Butler has been traded. That was last night against the Toronto Raptors in overtime. One guy that knows both organizations very well is one Tim Hardaway. He has had his number retired by the Miami Heat, but not retired by the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah. And because of that,
he gonna talk.
Yeah.
Tim gonna talk. So Tim always been known, sometimes for better or for worse, running his mouth. I think he was with Gilbert Arenas the other day. Gilbert Arenas,
the Go podcast,
killing it with this podcast. He was talking with Gilbert Arenas, and he knows both organizations very, very well. Tim Hardaway. So Golden State, Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler. Who better to ask than Tim Hardaway? So Tim talked.
I've been telling folks this, for the last week, especially here. I didn't agree with what he was doing. You're under contract. You a baby. You're a crybaby because they said no to you. We used to get said no to us all the time, and we used to know how to take it. It is what it is. It's a question. You get a yes or a no. You might not like the question, but you can't deviate and mess up the team. All right? They said no. We want to see you play more games. We don't want to be in the play-in games. If he played more games,
right,
he would have never been in the play-in games both years. Even though they went to the championship, they never would have been in the play-in games. That takes a lot out of you. They want to say, look, we want a week off. We want a week to prepare, and we need that week because we play hard each and every game, and we need to rest. All right? So he wasn't willing to do that. He was willing, and I fault them for letting him get away with a bunch of stuff too. You got to nip it in the bud. When he went after Spoelstra, told Spoelstra he'd kick his butt at a timeout, and they had to take another timeout because Udonis Haslem was circling him around. That should have been like, yo, you getting 3 to 5 games. You don't talk to the coach like that. You don't disrespect the coach like that.
Tim Hardaway talking some truths. Now we got to break that down a little bit.
I need to go. I really hope Tim Hardaway didn't have any contractual disputes with anybody that we can go back up, because 30, 35 years ago when things happened,
things got nasty.
No. I'm just saying we seem to forget, but I just want to make sure that he didn't have any contract disputes or wanting a contract extension with any team, and there wasn't some antics used by him. But
right. In a perfect world, he's right, though. Look, you can ask questions. You're going to get answers. You might not like them, but you still play. You're under contract. Play. True. Another thing, he blames the Heat. Said, look, they let him get away with it.
Welcome to the club.
I can't blame him. I can't blame Jimmy Butler. You can't giveth and taketh away. That's just rules. It is a different age, though. Players have a little more control than being shackled and chained almost.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I can fault Jimmy Butler on, he made his own decisions. He wanted to do. If I was one of his teammates, I would be very upset with him because he might have a problem with the organization, but he did quit on the team. He quit on the team, and he can say, I got suspended. It was them. No, you walked out of practice when you heard you weren't starting. You are supposed to be, and let's be honest, you're our de facto leader. You're our best player. You quit on us. That I can't let slide. Now, the money situation, hey, we all got to make our money. We all have to do what we have to do. You might not like some of the things that were said to you. Okay, Tim Hardaway's right. You can ask the question, but be ready for not liking the answer. And you are under contract. And this is it. Maybe you don't. And also, Jimmy Butler's comeback, but I don't know if you heard this week, was asked about March 25th when the Golden State Warriors will be at the Kaseya Center.
Now a televised game.
It's now going to be on TNT,
yes,
nationally televised. You don't think there's some juice there? There you go. But this is the thing. Jimmy Butler has now come out, and now that the embers have cooled, has said, "Great organization, love my teammates."
He's always said that. He said it in the press conference when he got introduced by Golden State. But that's why I love Jimmy Petty. What jersey number is Jimmy wearing?
I haven't even watched any of his games. I've just watched the highlights.
What do you think, if you're following the lead, what do you think jersey number he's wearing right now in Golden State?
Is it 23?
10.
Okay.
Who wore number 10 in Golden State?
Was that Tim Hardaway? So that's why Tim Hardaway's so pissed off. And they won't retire his number.
That's why Jimmy's petty. I love the pettiness by Jimmy. Okay,
Well,
you're talking about me. I'm gonna be petty.
The Heat did it too, though. He gave Andrew Wiggins number 22.
That's cool. But 22 was worn by many other people before Jimmy.
Yeah.
10. I've only seen one person really rock 10, and maybe there might have been a couple, but only one is familiar
Of course.
with 10 in Golden State. And it's kind of nasty that you see your boys Mitch Richmond and Chris Muller's numbers retired, and you're part of Run TMC.
That sucks.
And Jimmy's now making them like, nah, I want number 10. I want number 10.
That really sucks.
Yeah, I love the pettiness.
Oh, goodness gracious. But yeah, so Tim Hardaway does bring up good points, but this is a different age, man. Like, I understand the whole point of, you're contractually obligated to play and you should play and you didn't quit. And also saying, the Heat shouldn't have allowed all that stuff, which, I mean, I don't think anybody's really right or wrong in this situation. I think the only thing that really irks me is that if I were his teammate, I would be upset. That would be the only thing that really irks me, because you got to get your money. And it's a different age now where you play because you play and you do whatever the coach says because the coach says it. Because we all played sports, Vlad. And I know growing up, back then it wasn't like it is now. It was, if coach tells you to run till you throw up, you run till you throw up, and you don't ask. You just do it. Nowadays, you can't do that. You got to, players ask and you have to explain, which is fine. Because there were times, I'm guessing your coach or your boss or anybody that's led you has told you to do something and you're like, this isn't right. I mean, Jimmy Butler's getting paid millions of dollars to play basketball and didn't want to do that. I get it. I understand. It's not about the money. It's not about that. It's about the principle. Jimmy felt as though he was not being valued the way he wanted to be valued, and he bailed on the team or got suspended, however you want to look at it. Nonetheless, Tim Hardaway probably not hanging out with Jimmy Butler this 4th of July, I would guess.
Or any 4th of July.
Or any 4th. March 25th, Jimmy Butler has said it is personal for both sides. He says we're both competitors and we both want to beat each other. And he meant on the basketball court, not physically. It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. March 25th. That's a Tuesday. That's national TV. That's going to be a hot ticket. Jimmy Butler has said it is personal for him, and he knows it's personal for the Heat guys because they want to beat him and the Golden State Warriors the only time they come to town. Some people are saying, no, you know how Jimmy is. He's just not going to show up. Nah, Jimmy's going to be there. Jimmy's going to play, because that would look extremely cowardly if he decided not to.
Don't boo that, man. I'm going to tell you.
I don't boo.
No. I'm going to tell you, as petty as he is, you boo him. That's gonna motivate him, and he'll drop a 55 on you. And like, remember that I did this for Milwaukee against Milwaukee for you guys? He'll do some crap like that. And
I wouldn't boo him.
And Golden State's going to give him the ball so he can get back at Miami.
He said it's personal. He says it's real.
I love it.
He didn't lie and say, oh, it's just another game. We're just trying to make a move. And no, he said, look, we both want to beat each other. I know they won't coming after me, and I'm coming after them on the court. Of course, he says, love the Heat organization, love the players. They're my guys. But at the same time, I'm trying to kill them. They're trying to kill me on the court. It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. And Jimmy, the reason I wouldn't boo is because I'm grateful for all that Jimmy Butler did for this organization. He came here. He wanted to be here. He put us back into the Eastern Conference Finals and the finals. And you knew every year, just get into the playoffs, we could make a run, even if it was the 8 seed, even if it was a play-in. So for that, I respect him. And like I said, you might not have liked how things ended, but I didn't think, it is what it is. It's done now. You got Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, Davion Mitchell. You got a win under your belt now. Yeah, I wouldn't boo him. I mean, I don't care about motivating Jimmy. I mean, he has to be finding a way to motivate.
Oh, no, y'all boo. Y'all going to boo.
They're going to boo.
They're going to boo.
I mean, that's right. And I don't think Jimmy Butler's going to be particularly hurt by it.
You're going to boo.
I don't think it's going to help anything. What? Okay, do this, Vlad. If you're a fan that's excited to go to the Heat game and boo Jimmy Butler, that's your prerogative. How is that going to help the situation? How, in any way, shape, or form, is booing Jimmy Butler?
No, it's not.
March 25th.
But fans are dumb. That's why they call fans, because they're fanatics. They're stupid. They're crazy. So therefore, they're gonna think, ooh, boo. And then when he lights their ass up, and then it's gonna be like, oh, we should have never. And it's what happens, right? If he goes for a crazy game, we should have never traded him. Blah blah blah.
But
what is management doing? But if he has a bad game, get rid of him. He sucked anyway. Good riddance. We're so happy. It's so much better without him here. That's all it is.
That's the Damian Lillard effect, too. Good thing we didn't trade for Damian Lillard because he sucks now. It's like, no, his team's underperforming, but he's having an unbelievable year. He could have really helped us out. And it's also not the Heat's. It's not the Heat's fault that he's
It's
not
a
here.
lot. That's always happens to any big time player. Because I mean, case in point, if I told you somebody threw for 3,900 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions, you're going to tell me that quarterback had a great season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Aaron Rodgers' numbers coming off an Achilles heel injury. The team sucked. His numbers might have been good. Team sucked. Therefore, team sucks. You're the best player. Criticism falls on you. Jimmy, on the other hand, doesn't have to worry about that anymore because he could be the third guy. Well, he's really the second guy, but he's really the second guy. But in that hierarchy, he's number 3.
It's interesting because Kenny Smith and some of the Warriors correspondents talked about the whole Jimmy and Draymond Green and Steph Curry situation. We're going to dive into that next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
Give me some time to think. I'm in the bathroom looking at me.
Big time basketball is back. Miami Heat kicked off the proverbial second half of the season with an overtime win against Toronto. Tyler Hero ballin'. Yeah, your best game from Andrew Wiggins. And you win in overtime. And Toronto's not very good. And they got a bunch of backup players. But the other interest here in Miami is not just on our Heat. We're also looking far, far to the West Coast to see how those Golden State Warriors do with who we thought at one point would be a Heat lifer, Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler has joined the likes of Steph Curry and Draymond Green. The other day, Kenny the Jet Smith joined some of the analysts for the Golden State Warriors broadcast, and he kind of broke down the whole situation that's going on with, quote unquote, the big three in San Francisco.
What was your initial reaction? Well, it's interesting. When you heard what they did with Jimmy, what was your initial reaction? Well, it's interesting. Think about this, if Luka and AD trade never happens, the biggest trade thought was, where is Jimmy going? So everyone was super excited to figure it out. Now, when he comes here, the excitement kind of left the national realm. What he does is, as good as Wiggins was and has been in the championship years, and Jimmy Butler's an aggressive scorer. Like, he's not used to being a number two guy. He's used to being the guy, So, he's more a mix between Wiggins and Clay in terms of Clay had the aggressiveness, but maybe didn't put the ball on the floor. So he's a mix between those two.
What about Draymond Green? Because I think, and people laugh at me whenever I mention this, when he's aggressive offensively, they turn into nearly an unbeatable team, no matter what.
Jimmy Butler was the best thing for him. You hit it on the head. I was going to say that exactly, when he turns on aggressive offensively. I think the addition of Jimmy Butler has made him more offensively aggressive, because now I think there's someone who can yell at him and someone who can lead him.
Yeah.
I think he felt that he's the leader. I don't think that he would ever think that he needs to lead Jimmy Butler.
Interesting dynamic there in Golden State. Yes, you have two very, very, very alpha males in Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green. But as you hear Kenny Smith saying that it might be the best thing for the Golden State Warriors, and this is going to sound weird, Vlad, but I'm going to break it down for you. I think both the Heat and the Golden State Warriors got better in the trade. Now, before you go crazy and say, what are you talking about? Definitely the Golden State Warriors got better with the trade. Now Steph can shoot threes, get his own shot. Jimmy can roam around the middle grounds and get fouls and get to the line. Draymond can play more free. You got defenders everywhere now. Draymond and Jimmy, they'll figure out a way to get along, or they'll kill each other, one or the other. And the reason I say the Heat got better is not because they got better as far as personnel, because they are better off with Jimmy Butler playing, but they were getting nothing from Jimmy Butler. So therefore, anything is better than nothing. Are the Heat worse off if they would have traded a Jimmy Butler that was willing, able, and playing to his full potential? Of course they're worse off. But I think they're better off now because that situation was done and gone. A lot of people wondering, this Golden State Warriors experiment can go two different ways. Number one, they can go on a big run. They can make it into the playoffs. They can make a run in the playoffs. You get playoff Jimmy, you get Steph, Draymond, Steve Kerr, and they might make a run deep into the playoffs, or this thing could totally explode. Like they said, Draymond, Jimmy not getting along, Steph, just throwing his hands up, Steve Kerr being like, I can't coach this team. I think the experiment's going to work, though, to be honest with you. I don't know how deep they'll go in the playoffs, but I think they'll make it out of the first round, and I think
both will get out. Both teams,
out.
Both the Heat and Warriors will be knocked out in the play-in.
In the play-in?
Yeah.
You're thinking that?
Yeah.
The West is very stacked. I will give credit to that. But
West is stacked. East is stacked as well, especially stacked because of either teams not living up to their potential or injuries. But in these last, let's just say 2 months of the season, right? Yeah, 2 months of the season. We haven't hit March yet. So say the last 2 months of the season, we got 20, the Heat maybe have 27 games, I believe, 27, 26 games.
And almost 20 of them, I think 20 of them are going to be at home. So
20 of them at home.
You have the benefit of a lot of home games.
Right, but they're not a good home team.
That hurts.
That hurts, right?
But then again, now, we're going to get a larger sample size. So,
but with that saying, I don't believe, the Warriors a better team yet. After 2 weeks since the trade, it seems like it's given them, it's a jolt. It's a jolt of energy. And I don't know what's going on here. The bubble guts, just everything just needed some time to clear. Now that the dust is settled, everybody knows what it's all done. Can the Heat now just focus on being the team?
Okay.
That's what no. Can the Heat focus on being the team that they want? We know the Warriors are going to try to make their run. Draymond went on the podcast saying they're going to win the championship this year.
I hope he would say that.
Yeah,
although Tyler Hero said that they would. Did you hear that earlier? This
yeah,
week?
but Tyler's he said they're not a contender. But he's right. He's right.
I'd rather have my guy say, "Yeah, we're going to win this thing," than say, "Oh, we're not contenders." So what are we playing for?
We're playing.
Stats. I got stats.
But I mean, he's right.
That's another issue right there. Tyler Hero going and said we had championship.
But that's crazy,
Vlad,
because he just said we have enough. Remember that first game?
Why is nobody making a bigger deal of this? Is another good question. He literally said at the beginning of the season,
we have
Jimmy
enough.
Butler, we were championship hopefuls.
No.
Thought we were a contender.
He said during that 6-game suspension. Remember when they were on the road trip?
He said we have enough.
Yeah. After I don't know who they beat. Was it Sacramento? They beat somebody, and they were like, "Yeah, we have enough," because they were winning a lot of games on that road trip. That the first 3 games they played well on that road trip, and then the last 3 when there was no decision made of with the Jimmy situation, it started to, I feel Vlad feels that it started to weigh on them and crept up in their mind. That's why they didn't finish that road trip strong. But it is very weird, like you said, Kuzin, that he goes from saying we have enough when Jimmy was suspended to now we're not contenders.
So quick timeline.
Even though he's right.
Quick timeline. First of all, being right and saying the right thing are 2 different things. Yes, Vlad, when he was suspended, Jimmy Butler suspended, Tyler went on and said, we have enough. Okay, that's fine by me. Then asked during the All-Star break about the whole Jimmy Butler situation, says at the beginning of the season, we were hopeful to win a championship. But now, and these are his words, not mine, let's call a spade a spade. That's what he said. He goes, without Jimmy, we are not contenders. So, Tyler, I would have followed up that with, so what are your goals for this season? What is the team's goal for this season? To not make it into the play-in and get whooped in the first round? What are you saying, Tyler? And you say Draymond Green's going on his podcast and said, we're going to win the championship. Okay, I like that. I mean, I like the fact that he has confidence and believes in his team. They're aspiring to a championship. What is Tyler aspiring for? His own numbers? I mean, are Heat fans? Are you not upset, Heat fans? 305-567-0560. I mean, Tyler, you want to be honest? Let's call it what it is.
Hey, he's aspiring to be the 3-point champ. That's what he's aspiring to
Highlight of the season. That and barely beating a terrible Toronto team that was undermanned and not with half their starters last night in overtime.
Let me say this. People got to stop doing that, okay? You got to stop doing
NBA wins or NBA wins. I don't mind.
No, NBA wins or NBA wins, but we got to stop doing that because you see this is the false sense of delusion that you have that you think this team is actually better than they are.
This is also a false sense. Everybody's injured all the time.
But I'm saying, like, okay, those guys still get paid.
Oh, yeah, they're still pros.
They're still pros.
I have seen so many games where you play an opponent that is so undermanned, but the guys that they have want to show out, and it's their opportunity, and they are still pros.
You heard what?
How did we lose? Because you were playing an NBA team.
Right. Okay. So I've seen too many games where teams with bad records beat teams with unbelievable records.
I've seen undermanned teams.
I saw undermanned Orlando Magic team beat the Boston Celtics.
Yeah. All the time. It happens all the time.
Off of back-to-back. Boston's coming off a day off. They just had played the Heat and lost to the Heat, and then they beat Boston. It happens, man.
Real quick, Vlad, you don't skate. I was trying not to watch a certain basketball game last night.
Oh, no. My team got their ass kicked.
Vlad, it hurt to watch that game last night.
You watch it. I didn't even watch it.
So let me set the stage. And you know the stage, Vlad. Duffy's Plantation. I'm there Friday night. They're putting all the TVs on the Heat games. Justin's there. Sabrina took the night off. Angie, Sean, the general manager, Marcus, manager. So they're changing all the TVs. And one guy at the beginning of the Knicks-Cavs game goes, oh, don't change this TV. I want to watch the Knicks game. Needless to say, he stopped watching the game after a little while because you guys were down by 40 the entire game.
Yeah, we got to ask it.
That was bad.
No, we're not good.
No,
we're not good against contending teams. We've gotten our ass kicked by Boston and Cleveland by an average of 35 points.
It wasn't like, and I kept being like, well, they'll make a run at the end because Cleveland will give up the ghost.
Nah.
No, they stayed up by 40 the whole game.
No.
The whole game.
Both teams were coming off a
Woo.
back-to-back. They both played the night before. They both played in New York. One played in Brooklyn. The other one played at home. So there was no excuses. And they're going to get their ass kicked tomorrow afternoon while we're on the air when they play the Celtics in Boston.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen.
That's
too.
going to happen. And even if they win, I'm
Look,
not even going to.
And look, Vlad,
No.
I'm not peacocking because my team, the Pelicans, are god awful.
Oh, yeah,
Worst team
you
in the
can't
West.
peek off with your Heat and Pelicans. But
And the Heat aren't exactly great. And when we play the Knicks, I can't promise you that we're going to win those
I
games.
don't
either.
know if you're going to. I don't know. I'm going to next week's game.
I just have little confidence in the Knicks right now after that lack of performance last night.
I have-
40.
I have a lot. Yeah, but you know what? I mean, I'll take one loss over, 26.
I know. I
Yeah,
understand.
Yeah.
I mean, the Knicks are better than that. They just weren't that good last night.
I mean, they are. No. They weren't
Oh.
good last night, but they weren't good the other 2 nights when Boston whipped their ass. I mean, once it's like, I could make an excuse for that.
So you
Twice, I could be like, okay. 3 times you get your ass beat by 30 against the 2 top teams in the East. Yeah, you're
So
not
you
you're
beat
not
up on
it.
the little kids, and then when the big kids come around, you just
Well, yeah, we're the Miami Dolphins.
change the channel. It's too.
We're the Miami.
Oh yeah,
We're the Miami
Dolphins.
We're the
yeah.
Miami Dolphins of the NBA.
That's a very good comparison. The New
Yeah.
York Knicks are the Miami Dolphins of the NBA. Beat up on all the garbage, and then when anybody comes around that can sniff football, they just kind of whimper and wither away. Ooh, man, that's very, very, very uplifting on this Saturday. It's Steven's season, Vlad. We're going to talk about that next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM. It is thieving season. I'm sure you've heard by now. Miami Hurricanes quarterback Carson Beck had his cars stolen. One Lamborghini, one Mercedes. Of course, they recently arrested 7 guys in a crime syndicate from Chile who were part of the whole robberies of guys like Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Joe Burrow. And then I also recently said John Morant had his house robbed. Seems like this crime syndicate
what's
is
going
sitting
on, dude?
around watching these players' schedules. And I brought up the point and I said, man, look, if you're a rich, famous athlete, and Carson Beck is rich and pretty much famous, and he's an athlete, so he's got that too. Number one, you have to protect yourself and secure yourself a little bit better. Number two, we all have that off friend who don't really, keep a job very well. He or she's a little off.
He's a bum.
What you do is you say, look, I got you. Here's what you do. You live with me, and when I leave the house, I leave protection. Let's just put it that way. That should be enough. Maybe even throw a German Shepherd in the mix. Isn't that enough to protect yourself?
Nah, B, because you learn how to. They're probably learning ways to distract the dogs and everything like that. This is an inside job, bro. All of this got to be inside jobs.
I didn't think of that. Is this an inside job for all these athletes?
Dan, let me ask you this, bro. We're bums, right? We're not bums, but we're not nowhere near.
Yeah, I own one car, and it's not.
We're nowhere near the stature of these athletes. But even with us, right? If we're out in the public, or you're just anywhere, you're kind of secluded. You're not trying to. You'll say hi and everything with people and cool, but you're not bringing everybody and anybody back with you to a spot. You know what I mean? Like, if you were back in the days when I was going out heavy, right? You're always trying to bring something home. You know what I mean? You're trying to bring something home, maybe, a group of them, back home, group of girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, all voluntarily, by the way, guys, all voluntary, all everything. But what I'm saying is you're not good. If you see somebody from them that you're not you're like, I don't know about your homegirl, or, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about your homeboy coming through. They're just not going to come through. They're not, because you have to have your monitors up. You have to have like, hey, this person might be I don't trust this person. This person doesn't look too, right in the head or whatever. Something's off. I can't bring he or she back to my residence. These athletes are millionaires, okay? Millionaires, some of them making almost 9 figures. You're not bringing any just, Jane Doe or John Doe over to your spot. You got to know the person, because you know what you have. And you're not going to put what you have, and money, homes, cars, jewelry, you're not going to put that at risk.
Your stuff is too nice to have too many people around.
Right. So then, therefore, for the fact that it's not like, it ain't the special team guy. It ain't the kick returner. It ain't the long snapper. It ain't the 8th man or 9th man on the bench. It is the premier players of the league. And why is that happening? Clearly, they're allowing people in their homes that they think are friends, and they're not.
Or workers.
Or housekeepers, nannies, lawnman, pool person. Yeah. It's got to be somebody that knows your schedule.
Well, I mean, it's not hard to keep up with Patrick Mahomes' schedule.
But you got to know your schedule. You know what's that movie?
Don't understand how.
What's that movie? What's that movie with Mark Wahlberg and Ed Norton? The Italian Job.
Oh,
the Italian Job.
I've seen that.
How did they know? They had to follow everything he did, a routine. They knew his routine in order to do the heist, which was it's a movie. But in this situation, though, Dan, you got to know this person's routine. You got to know, okay, this person gets up at 6 o'clock, gets out of the house at 6:45, won't be back until 11. The wife leaves at 8. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know their routine on this day. This is what they do. That's the only way you can break into somebody's home. Think about it. Joe Burrow got robbed while he was playing a game.
Football, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? And second of all, something you've always said, hey, athletes, get better security. Like, what are we doing here? You've got all the money in the world. You can't don't get a Ring camera. Get something else.
Yeah, my thing is this, Vlad. First of all, when you go out of town, and I'm bad about it. I tell everybody I'm going out of town. I sometimes even post online I'm going out of town. But I have someone stay at my house. I have a friend, our family member, and I say, hey, look, can you house sit for me? Because I'm not going to be around. Maybe feed my bunnies, do whatever.
Fam, we leave the light on at my house, even if nobody's home.
Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes or Brittany Mahomes, when they peace out to go to football games, just turn the lights out and walk out?
No,
there's got to be somebody there.
Dude, broken and broke. We always leave a light on just for the simple fact we want somebody to think somebody's home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, now the guy that robbed, or supposedly they have a suspect in custody that robbed Carson Beck's car, was more of a local guy. But this crime syndicate from Chile, all 7 guys are from Chile. Chile. I don't know how they got into Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Travis Kelce. I don't know how they did it. I mean, they're obviously professional criminals. But they got, what got them done in, Vlad?
What was that?
Selfies.
See, that always does it in. That's always does in everything.
What's the need? I guess, if you're that type of life.
They want to flex. And that's stupid. You're talking about the biggest athletes in the world. You don't think that feds are going to come after you?
Yeah. And then you've done it multiple times too. So
right.
I don't know. So Carson Beck had a Lamborghini and a Mercedes-Benz stolen from his house. Goodness.
No, wait, no. Shorty, that was his girl. That was
How does one guy steal 2 cars?
No, that was his girl. What was her name?
Haley Carpenter.
Haley Carpenter. That's messed up.
But how does one guy steal 2 cars?
Easy.
It's impressive.
That's easy.
Well, you pull one out, pull another one out.
He had to have somebody. He had to have somebody.
He ain't snitching.
Nah, he had to have somebody go with him.
If he did that, I'm impressed.
What? Oh, what? Steal 2 cars?
If
one man stealing 2 cars?
Yeah.
How far did he go with the first car?
I have no clue.
To go back to get the other one.
I have no clue. No clue whatsoever.
Nasty work, man. Nasty work. Just guys, athletes, male or female, please take a better, get better security.
We all have that friend that has trouble holding down jobs. This is why you have that friend. Give him some money. Give him some protection.
Listen, you always have to have a guy on the street.
And say, no one is allowed in the house. No one under no circumstances.
Let me tell you this.
If they say they're the mailman, if they say they're supposed to be here, I'm telling you now.
You always have to have somebody in the streets, man.
Anyone steps on this property, we all know the law. You step on my property, I have the right to do whatever. Just,
I'm just saying.
I got my friend in mind right now. If I ever become rich, I got you, bro. You got me. I got you.
You need a right hand man. You need that guy or that lady that's gonna be,
You always have that friend that's kind of off, and you really, why am I hanging out with this dude or this girl? Like
because if my life was in detriment, I know for a fact he or she's got my back.
They are gonna go. They have no regard for their own life or any of that.
Their only regard is your life.
Literally, like Myles Garrett could walk up to me and be like, "I'm about to knock your lights out," and they'll fight him. They'll fight them because they're just nuts like that.
They better win.
They're not going to win, but they don't care.
They better.
Let's go to it. Speaking of crazy, Tyreek Hill posted a message on Instagram with a previously injured wrist heavily wrapped. No word if it was a procedure or if the wrap was just for protection. So Tyreek Hill, is he trolling? Everyone's like, is he trolling? I'm like, I think he just had his wrist wrapped. I don't know. The Heat beat the Raptors 121-11 in overtime last night. Bam Adebayo tied Ronnie Cycli for the most double-doubles with 220 for the Miami Heat. Next up, the Bucks tomorrow at 6. That's one of those games that we said it's kind of a statement game. Are the Heat, if they can go in and get that win like they did the other night against the Raptors and then go into Milwaukee and get a win, that would mean they would win 2 of the 3 games at least on the road trip. And then I told you, out of the next 20 games, when they get back, it's 15 of the 20 games are at home. So you get a lot of home cooking. Maybe
they
things are kind of working.
First of all, home and cooking, let's not mention that with the Bubble Guts crew. Second of all, they don't win at home.
Well, the sample size has been small. Now you get a big sample size. I'm optimistic.
Yeah, you could be optimistic. I'm realistic. Yeah, they don't win at home.
We know one of those games, March 25th, is the Golden State Warriors coming to town. Excited.
They better win.
Hurricanes basketball team, they face Virginia Tech tonight at 6. Vlad, are you done at 4 or do you have to stick around?
Out, man. I ain't doing this.
I'm talking about, man. I haven't had any free time at all this week. So I am very happy.
Tomorrow, baby.
Got a rap party tomorrow.
Yeah, baby.
We got a wrap.
We got a
party tomorrow.
post-show party. I can't wait.
That's So if you didn't listen last week, and I don't blame you. No, I'm joking.
I blame you. But keep listening.
But of course, if you missed the show, you can always go back on YouTube and watch it. So just keep that in mind. Nonetheless, we've decided to at least once a week have a rap show because not only do I like to drink and hang out with Vlad, it helps build rapport and friendship. And I feel as though we're better family members because we spend time together. So we're going to have a couple beers after the show. So Jensen's Liquor Store today. My man, Manny, Don Julio, I'll be over there.
Shout out to Nubia, man. Nubia Reed listening to us in London, UK, baby.
Hell yeah. Represent. My Chelsea team's doing okay. Not great, but okay. Premier League. Liverpool's kind of running away with things. That's for you, Nubia. Just throwing that out there. Gotcha.
Man City stinks.
Man City's had a rough go of it. Man U's also having a rough go of it. Tough time in Manchester.
Tough time in Manchester.
Man, ever since that old joy division went away, not a lot of joy.
Time, Manchester's not premier.
It's not been great lately, but hey, we'll see. But Liverpool, 7 points up. So first place. Whew. Speaking of, Inter Miami. They
yes,
get
sir.
Going tonight. We talked to Daniel Solana last
Starts
week.
in an hour, right?
On paper, yes. No. They moved the game.
They
back
moved
from
the game
2:30 to 7:30.
Why is it
I'm guessing
Apple?
weather or
No,
or Messi TV. I don't
Messi
know.
TV. Yeah, it's got to be Messi TV. They realize, like, wait a minute, Messi first game. No, we're not doing
At
this at
2:30.
2:30.
What?
Who's watching? No, we gotta put this at 7:30.
Yeah. What a game the other night, by the way. If you didn't catch the Inter Miami Sporting KC CONCACAF Champions Cup game in 0-degree weather, a lot of people were wondering if Messi would even play. Messi just does what Messi does. Goes out there, scores the game-winning goal. They win 1-0. Now they're up 1-0, and that's a road goal. So that counts almost like 2 goals as they come back Tuesday to play Sporting KC to hopefully advance in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Daniel Solana told us on paper, this is the best Inter Miami team ever. I have high hopes.
I heard that last year too.
They were the best. They were the best Inter Miami
I
team
heard
ever.
that last year too.
Okay, so first of all, you want to poo-poo what Messi has done with Inter Miami? Well, he's come his first year, half a year.
What are you talking about?
He won a Leagues Cup. Last year, he won a Supporters Shield, which was the regular season championship.
Yeah, President's Cup, whatever. That's like winning the President's Cup in the
Yeah,
NHL.
but if you were in the Premier League, that's how they determine their champion. So, they don't have a tournament, but we're here in the United States. We have to have tournaments for everything. I'm just upset because we got bounced in the first round. That's the only reason I'm
Wasn't Inter Miami the highest worth team last year?
Yeah.
And then now they're second.
Behind
LAFC.
Oh, LAFC's got some
by $500,000.
That's piddling money right there. Piddling.
Dude, they showed it. They're like, yeah, LAFC is like worth 1.25. And then next is Inter Miami worth that 1.2. I'm like, damn, really? $500,000?
You want to talk about a team that's not worth a lot?
Who's the that?
Marlins.
Fam, Messi, 1 game check 2 games might be more than the Marlins make the whole year or every member.
It's true.
Messi's Apple deal is more than the Marlins.
Then the whole salary
Messi's Adidas deal is definitely more than the Marlins. Maybe 2 times over more than the Marlins.
So I'm trying to hype up the spring training game that just got started against the Cardinals, but not a lot to hype up about. Xavier Edwards leading off in the batting order. We're going to keep you up to date on that.
I'm going to tell you a game I want to see in spring training. I watch the Canes baseball team take Miami, the Marlins, and I put money on the Canes.
Canes baseball team, they've been okay this year. They swept Niagara. They lost to FAU midweek this week, and then they beat Princeton last night. They're about to play Princeton again tonight.
So we could beat the Geeks. We just can't beat anybody else.
My mom always wanted me to go to Princeton. She wanted me to follow in Bill Bradley's footsteps. I wish I could. I wish.
That explains a lot now.
I mean, I wish I could ball like
your
him.
mom really liked Bill Bradley. Yeah, because I'm noticing basketball. Now she wanted,
She wanted me to go to Princeton. Bill Bradley was the man.
He's a senator.
He ran for president too. I voted for him. And then he dropped out of the election. So it was really kind of an empty vote. That was the first time I ever voted in a presidential election.
And it meant
primary because he dropped out.
Oh, okay.
I've thrown my vote away so many times, but you know what? I always vote.
Yeah.
Always. I don't know how the Marlins got us to Bill Bradley and wait, how? Because
vote
a lot of steps in there. Like,
I tell you what, I'm gonna vote to go to every afternoon Marlins game this year.
That's already a done deal. And we're gonna go to Venezuelan Heritage Night with a crew. We're going with a deep crew. Chino y Nacho performing afterwards.
Okay, who's in this crew?
A bunch of Venezuelans.
Ladies?
I mean, I know of at least 2.
Yeah, I'm there.
And one of them's single. But
I'm definitely
no, you're not. No, you're not.
No.
I can round up more of a crew, but I got some Venezuelan people and a nice little crew. Some people from Spain. They want to go for some reason. I don't know.
You gonna get people from Weston? Because that's
That-
very
yeah, well, I mean, Duffy's and Plantation's pretty close. Yeah, it's pretty
oh, okay,
close. So,
okay.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
That time we went out to Weston, though.
That was Weston's Vela.
That was nice, dude.
I was like, yo,
Literally, you were there like, oh, the mic, because it was Jamaica versus Venezuela in the CONMEBOL Copa America. I said, hey, everybody having a good time? Yeah. Who's here from Venezuela? Ah, who's here from Jamaica?
Vlad.
No, I mean, not even.
Vlad. Just Vlad.
You
Just
might have been
Vlad.
taking a sip of Michelob Ultra at the time because there was
just Vlad.
nobody cheering. I was like,
Just Vlad.
okay, let's go.
I'm gonna support my yardies. I'm always gonna support my yardies, but it was just only me. Nonetheless, there was a lot. So okay, those are great games.
I don't know what game that is yet. I haven't looked.
It's gonna be a Saturday
but
afternoon.
it's got to be. And then every midweek game we are there. So count that in.
Yes,
we're good. We're good for that.
So go support the Marlins. I know we take shots and
I
everything.
don't take shots.
No.
If anybody
wait.
supports them,
When I say we, I'm including. I say me and the other
everybody
people
in
the
South
station.
Florida.
But go support your baseball team.
Man, it's as fun as it gets. And look, this team is gonna play hard, but man, they're just. I don't know. And I mean, I drink the Kool-Aid, Vlad. I'm not gonna lie. Peter Bendix and Bruce
No, you
Sherman,
drink the Kool-Aid.
they got up there and
You don't drink the Kool-Aid. You're drinking the Kool-Aid.
and said, "Don't let outsiders let you tell this team's no good. We have made great improvements in the front office," which nobody wants to hear, and with the facilities, which also nobody wants to hear. But these guys are young. They're hungry. They're embracing being underdogs. We've got a system that's working. We have, and I'm like, maybe they have the Moneyball thing. Maybe they're thinking ahead of everybody, and this team's going to be the lovable underdogs that shock everybody. And then I come back to reality and go, I just hope they don't lose 100 games. Successful season. We talked about this. 99 losses is a successful season this year.
Which I'm betting the under. I'm betting under 100.
I'm hopeful, dude. I'm buying it, and I mean. That's the thing. I was talking yesterday with Hawk and Crowder, and Hawk's like, Bruce Sherman knows how people feel about this team. He doesn't look out there like when you and I go on a Thursday at noon and see nothing but camp kids and you and I out there and says, yeah, community really loves this team. They really enjoy this. Like, he knows. He treats it like an asset, not like his baby. And he's not one of these super uber rich guys. Nonetheless, I ride or die with the Marlins. And until they, and I mean, and I'm going to be unbearable if they win the first 2 or 3 games of the season, because I'm gonna be like, Vlad, it's Moneyball all over again. They've got some type of sabermetrics that's working, and then things are gonna go south. But Panthers, though, they're for real. Coming off that 4 Nations break, they're hosting the Seattle Kraken tonight at 6. Matthew Tkachuk is questionable, which means he most likely is not going to play. Yankees, speaking of baseball, they're a good team. They also will now be allowed to wear facial hair as long as it's groomed correctly.
I don't mind that, bro.
Well, they could have mustaches previously,
right? But it had to just be clean shaven mustache, like, you know what I'm saying, like no beards or anything like that. But as crazy as people think, as minimal you think of a requirement, there are athletes that believe in it, like growing their hair and stuff like that. So therefore, there might have been times the Yankees didn't get premier free agents or players because nobody wants to follow that dumb rule.
Yeah, I mean, if all things are equal and you can go to a team where you're free to be you, or a team where they're going to have a lot of restrictions on you, then yeah, you're probably going to go to the team that lets you be you instead of.
I just let everybody do whatever they want.
Well, you're out in LA. So
that's what I'm saying. So why do you think they don't care? Oh,
that's what shocked me. Living out on the West Coast, it's laissez-faire. You can do whatever you want.
Best, bro.
Came to Miami, I was like, I'm sure it's the same way. No, it's not. No.
Certain spots, but no.
Like, I was gonna wear a T-shirt one time here, and I decided not to. And I told someone that with the shirt was there, like, you don't wear that around here. I was like, I thought this was like, no. It's a little more pinned up around here. But we're gonna let it all out right now as we take a step into the day spa.
Vlad, if you let it all out in the spa, it's not good. You know that, right?
Man, you got to
do that already.
Yeah, I did that. I went naked to a spa thinking that's what you do, and got some. Man,
I was like, wait a minute, Dad. I don't think you should be letting it all out in the spa, bro.
I don't think I'm allowed back at the Carolina in North Beach anymore.
Yeah, don't be Justin Tucker now.
But it was an innocent mistake. Nonetheless, we've been talking about it being thieving season. Listen to this.
Thieves.
2 homeless men in France stole a man's debit card and used it to buy a winning scratch-off ticket worth $500,000. Now, here's the victim.
Oh, they won.
The victim says, look, what's fair is fair. Don't arrest these men. Don't try them for anything. I want 250. They get 250. And we call it even.
Wait.
That's not a bad deal.
Buddy, you know what?
I say kudos to both teams.
Nah, kudos to the guy, to the victim.
Yeah, because he could have
Because-
asked for all of it.
In his mind, all right, cool. Y'all stole my card. And you, by the way, where was this?
France.
So you could use a credit card to buy lottery tickets? Or
I thought
in France?
wait,
I thought you were supposed to use cash to
I haven't bought a lottery ticket in 100 years.
your
but-
fam. You got to, but yeah, well,
you have to
okay.
pay cash for lotto tickets?
Yeah, they're not taking your credit. They want that money right now.
That's weird. I don't.
That's what I'm shocked. Wait
so
a minute.
you can't go to the gas station and buy lottery tickets without cash.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because a girl the other day asked me, she's like, "Do you have any money on you?" I was like, "Always." Well, I shouldn't say that out loud because
Yeah. Come on,
sometimes I have
don't
money
get
on
your
me.
lane.
And she was like, "Cool, I gotta buy a lottery ticket." And I was like, "Okay." So yeah, you have to buy cash.
So
That's shady, man.
no, but then they use this
Where
credit
in
card.
France you can do that.
That's crazy. Because if I'm not gonna lie to you, if I'm the thieves, I'm gonna be like, "How do you know that I used this card to buy this?" You know what I'm
Well, they
saying?
got evidence, but
Well, I mean, you got, but
I mean, I think it's a win-win because this guy didn't have to do anything. and
no, he
could
didn't
still
have to
make
do anything, and he
250.
won 250, and these guys are not gonna go
And
to
they do
jail
that,
and
and they get
enjoy the
250.
250.
He's actually kind of being a good
He's-
Samaritan.
no, this
'cause
guy-
I would have been like, you give me 400,
I
you
might
keep
give him a
100.
Nobel Peace Prize. Like I might, yeah,
Actually,
because
you know what? I'm so cheap. I might give him 50,000, and I would think that's a lot. I'd be like, look, you don't go to jail, and you get to keep 50,000. I don't have to do any work, and I make $450,000. Well, I mean, I had to call the credit card company to cancel my card, but that's worth it.
Chai Johnson said debit card is not credit card. They don't take any cards, bro. They don't take any cards.
I'm gonna-
not debit or credit.
I'm gonna
You-
try
They
that out
want
later.
cash.
I'm gonna. I wonder that do they sell? I don't think they sell lotto tickets at Jensen's liquor store. But when I go
They
get gas
probably do.
today, no, they don't. Because I would have noticed the people in
They
front of
don't.
me.
They gotta have like the dollar scratch offs or something.
No,
like
they
that,
don't.
huh?
No. Straight liquor, liquor and beer.
Huh?
I'll ask them though. Yo, I know y'all don't sell lotto tickets, but could I possibly buy a lottery ticket with a card? Just buy your beer, get the hell out of here. Okay, cool. Oh man, speaking of talking that talk, one of the best parts of all sports is exactly that. And we're going to talk about that next here on 560 WQAM. All right. Whole nation, pretty much the whole north of America, was gripped by this Four Nations Cup, where Sweden, Finland, the United States, and Canada played in kind of a round robin tournament with a champion crowned on Thursday night. The Kachuk brothers, they don't talk. They drop gloves. They throw punches.
By the way, Dan, there are states that do accept credit cards and debit cards for lottery.
Okay.
There are 21 states. So Shy, you were right. I want to correct that. I don't want people thinking that we're just gonna let just false things just linger on. No, there are currently 21 states that ban the use of credit cards to buy lottery tickets, which helps prevent people from gambling with money that they don't have in their accounts.
Yeah, I see. You got to protect people.
You got to do. Yeah, you got to protect people from themselves. So that's done. Now the Four Nations, baby.
Matthew Tkachuk, Brady Tkachuk just dropped gloves, man. They don't talk. I like when Matthew Tkachuk was asked about the whole booing of the national anthem. He said, "I don't like it. That's all. That's it." And then drop the puck, drop the gloves, start throwing punches. And then in the final, they didn't throw punches, but it was physical.
It was weird though. I love watching them. Like, let me tell you this. I know the Canadians must have they had an extra like glee when, you have to do the shake of the hands after the game.
Oh, yeah.
And then now you got to shake the hands with the guys who, like Brady Tkachuk, he's got to be like, yeah, good game, good tournament. And then you're like smiling, like, yeah, that's great. But nonetheless, that's great. Four Nations was good, but nobody's going to care about it. Nobody's going to talk about it. You know what's funny, Dan? People are talking about all-star games and everything like that. Does anybody remember an all-star game?
I mean, I remember all-star games.
What do you remember? You remember a moment, but you don't remember the game.
I remember the Magic Johnson All-Star game. I remember Scottie Pippen when Michael Jordan had retired, wanting to prove the whole world that he wasn't just riding his coattails. I remember when Anthony Davis won the MVP in New Orleans.
Right.
But
you remember moments.
I remember the game. I was watching.
What happened in the game?
Watched all the games.
So what happened in the game?
Magic Johnson won for the West. He hit that three, and they all went, and he wasn't even in the league. Fun. I mean, you want me to talk about it?
The reason why the reason why I'm saying that is because there's been a lot of talk this week about the All-Star games and everything like that, and nobody's going to remember these.
Right, and you bring up a good point. This is what I want to say about the Four Nations face-off, which was fantastic. I equate it to the World Cup here in the United States. All the casual fans are now stoked up because it was the highest, most excellent level of hockey. It was national. Countries going at it, hockey. It was exciting. It was fun. It was interesting. So they're like, oh man, I love hockey. And tonight they're going to start watching the Panthers, or they're going to start listening to the Panthers, and the Kraken, and they'll be like, this isn't as good as the Four Nations.
Hey, I have a question for you. Who's playing right now on ABC?
The Red Wings and the Senators, right? That's totally off the top of my head. And I was like, no, it's the Wild and the Red Wings.
Exactly. So all this talk about, first of all, an all-star game is an exhibition.
And also it was the best of the best players playing against each other in the world.
Okay, that's great. You can do that.
Yeah.
If you're going to give them 2 weeks off, that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. But guess what? Nobody's going to give a rat's ass.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to give a little bit of a peak to excitement about hockey, but it's like the World Cup here in the United States. People that never watch hockey, they watch these games, the World Cup, and they're like, whoa, soccer is awesome. I'm going to start watching MLS every day. And then they go watch an MLS game and they're like, oh, it's not as exciting.
And cousin, here's another thing. The Olympics or the World Championship is every 2 or 4 years.
Right.
So you give ample time of anticipation. If this is something you're going to know every year, it's an exhibition. I'm going to tell you what it is.
They're trying to do it every 2 or 4 years.
What?
These Four Nation face-offs.
But they make because there's a lot of things that's wrong with it, Dan. First of all, in every sports union, there's probably incentives for people making all-star teams.
Yes, of course.
If you do these Four Nations, there are no longer incentives to make the all-star teams because they're not going to get paid for it.
They might get paid.
Who's going to pay?
NHL.
What about your team? Because those are the things.
Maybe the U.S. Hockey Association and the Canadian Hockey Association.
You do know that players get like a $500,000 incentive or $1 million incentive if they make an all-star team. But if you're doing the Four Nation, if you're doing USA versus the world, guess what? Some of these guys are not going to be able to get that. So money-wise, the players' union is not going to do it.
Okay. I will say this about the Four Nations. It was fantastic. It was great. But what really made it so exciting and so great, they got to give, first of all, bonus checks to the Kachuk brothers because they made it. But if it weren't for the booing of the national anthem and it weren't for the Kachuk brothers fighting the Canadians right out
Yeah,
the
the
gate,
3 fights in what, 9 seconds or something like
that
that?
ignited the fire.
Yeah.
If there would have not been that,
Nobody would have said
fun.
anything.
It would have been fun. It would have been cool. But Vlad, were you out Thursday night? Thursday night at Duffy's, the place was packed full of people wearing USA hockey sweaters and jerseys.
That's because probably they're Matthew Kachuk fans and all that stuff.
It was crazy.
That's okay. That's great.
I never thought I would go to a sports bar and see the whole place riveted by an exhibition hockey game. It was crazy. It was good. Yeah, there were some Kachuk fans there too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, great. It's an all-star game. It's an exhibition. Like, enough. People need to stop bitching and complaining about the things. I'm gonna tell you, what? Here's the real reason why people are bitching and complaining about the all-star game. You know what it is? Because they're old.
My thing is that
the fans are old.
If you don't like it, don't watch it.
Nobody's. You know what I've noticed? The people that complain about the all-star games being
Tyler Hero said it kind of sucked.
You know the only people that's complaining about the all-star game being bad? Old ass people.
Tyler Hero.
Wait, he's a player. Players, whatever. I don't care about the players. Players don't care. That's why they're not giving the effort. But the only people that care are old people. You know why? When they were younger, they were going to the all-star game. It was happening because they were young. So it meant something more. Now that they're old, it's like, man, I don't know. They don't try. Dog, I laugh at all these NBA players laughing, making fun of LeBron or saying, oh, they need to participate in the Saturday activities. And then if you watch old All-Star games, all these mofos are in their suits doing nothing.
Shaq used to always videotape everything.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know what he did with all that video.
But isn't he the All-Star? Shouldn't he be participating in some type of, dunk contest or anything like that? None of them did. But yet they're going to come and complain about this generation. Man, get out of here.
Yeah. Speaking of talking, trash talk is always great. It's one of the greatest parts of sports. I honestly love it. I can't get enough of it. We had a great trash talker in Jimmy Butler, Storm Warren, those guys. Jimmy always talking that talk. He's kind of talking some trash too to the Miami Heat towards the end. That wasn't always as much fun. Nonetheless, two of the best trash talkers, and really just one of the best trash talkers, is University of Miami former quarterback Cam Ward. He and Shedeur Sanders are linked at the hip, it seems like, for a lot of reasons. Number one, they're expected to go 1-2 as far as quarterbacks in the draft. And they hang out a lot and they practice together a lot and they have a podcast together, and all they do is just basically demean each other. So the other day, this is about a little more than a week ago, Cam Ward was kind of giving it to Shedeur Sanders for his completion percentage.
If I did that, my completion percentage be 90. I throw the ball downfield, you don't.
You ran the ball. You had a run game. You had a run game.
By the way, that's a lie. Shedeur does not dump it off. Right?
So Cam Ward's making fun of Shedeur Sanders, saying you have a high completion percentage because all you do is bubble screens and outlet passes. And then Shedeur just defended himself. He just said, I didn't have a run game. You had a run game. So the trash talking continued later in the week as those guys continue to get ready for the combine, which is coming up. And Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders continued that trash talking and got a little bit deeper.
It's next year too. Me and you in the Super Bowl. Hey, I know your weaknesses. We're gonna have that thing turned up. I know your weaknesses. I know your weaknesses. I know all I gotta do is call RJ Stone. Who's that? My old teammate was who popped your ass. You threw. That's why you got a 70% completion rate. All you do is this. What y'all take? What you do with touchdown? What you do with shuffle? I ain't throwing no ball screens. Put that on something. Come on, man. You know you ain't first. You thought we're number one, you were number two. Not gonna be the first pick. Who said anything about that?
And I know you're not good.
Hey, why them boys captain said you going to number 6? We both know that ain't true.
That was sick, gang.
Man, what is they doing?
I stopped buying TVs.
What is they doing, man? What's wrong with these people?
Be quick.
Screens every game. You average about 15 screens a game. That's what's crazy, bro.
I'll do what my team needs to win. If we got those screens, those screens.
So why you ain't doing it in the bowl game?
Huh?
You ain't do what your team needs to win the bowl game.
You didn't either. You didn't do it. Your team needed.
You didn't either. So I
You
guess
quit
we
on your
both suck
team,
then.
bro.
I guess we both suck.
Hey, he quit on his team.
Let me tell you this. That's what friends do.
Yeah.
Nobody talks better trash to you or can get under your skin than your boy.
I thought Shador took it a little far when Cam was kind of trying to make peace and go, we both suck then. We both suck. He goes, you quit on your team.
Nah, that's it. You got to get the last word. You got to get the last word. Because that's the one that's going to be like, oh, man, why you got to say that?
I think Shador's just trying to get that number one spot. That's what I'm thinking.
You don't care.
They say they don't care. They're competitors, man. That's what they do. But I like it. So he says Shador Sanders, he completes a lot of passes because he bubble screens everything. Shador said that. That's what you do with Restrepo. He said, I don't throw no screens. I don't do all that nonsense. Then talking about you're going to go number 6. And they say, man, I ain't going 6. And then they all kind of get into it. And then he said, I do whatever it takes to win. He goes, that's why you got your ass whooped in the bowl game. He said, you got your ass whooped in the bowl game too. Cam Ward says, we both suck. And then Shador says, one parting shot, you quit on your team.
Right. That's like, look,
only your friends can say that.
We gotta, at least I stayed with my team and got our ass kicked. You decided to bounce after you got your records.
I just think only friends could say that, because if they were not friends, they would be fighting at that point. That was awesome, man. I actually love it. I can't wait. I hope both quarterbacks do fantastic in the NFL. I think they're a little joking when they say, I'll see you in the Super Bowl next year, because I don't know if they're going to be on there.
Anything can happen.
I mean, look what Jaden Daniels did.
I mean, you get to the Super Bowl, but like I said, it's like the WWE. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. One more football note in trash talking from an unlikely source. Haley Steinfeld. Now, if you're saying Haley Steinfeld, isn't that some actress, singer?
Yeah, I thought it was like some Disney chick.
Yeah,
just
but
some Disney young lady.
She's engaged to one Josh Allen.
Ah.
How many yards is a roughing the passer penalty? 15 yards. Name the 4 teams in the AFC East Division. Got the Buffalo Bills and the Bills' 3 sons.
Oh, wow. Ooh. She's right, though.
Ooh.
She's right.
I know.
She's right.
I know. You heard the buzzer go, That's
She's
kind of right, though. And if you're a Dolphins fan, that sucks, because I don't like that you said that. But at the same time,
She's right.
What did the U used to say? If you don't want us to beat you by 40, stop us. We got to go out there and beat the Bills, man. Haley Steinfeld's taking shots. I think she also kind of got caught in the air. She didn't know who else was in the AFC East, but still.
No, she knows who's in the AFC East. Stop it.
Yeah, why would you let that out on social media?
She knows who's in the AFC East. She just said that because she could say that, and it's funny.
Dang.
Like, my man is the MVP, and he runs that division.
He does run the division.
She's right.
I really thought week 2, the Dolphins had everything to play for and we're going to win that game. That was when I started worrying about this team last year. Week 1, I thought we came out rusty. Week 2, I said, "Who knew? Oh, this might be an uphill climb." And then Tua went out with a concussion, and it's like, "Oh man, this is tough." Haley Steinfeld taking shots. Now you have to shut up the Bills, and you have to shut up Haley Steinfeld. One more person on the Dolphins hit list. Can't get mad at her though. She's taking shots, but if you don't want her taking shots, got to start winning some of these games. Up next. Going to keep it a buck. Hey, Haley Steinfeld was keeping it a buck. I hate to say it. We're going to keep it a buck next here on 560 WQAM. Time to keep it a buck where Vlad and I go and just 100% honest with you how we feel about things and how things are probably going to play out. Miami Heat got a big win last night. Now keep it a buck. I like that when they get off this 3-game road trip, they're going to have 15 of the next 20 games at home. And I'm going to tell you, Vlad, even though you don't think they're a good home team, I think it's going to benefit them. And I think this team coming out of that will be a couple of games, maybe 2, 3, 4 games above 500 at the end of March, going into April, which is exactly where you want to be, which will probably have you around the 6th seed. That's me keeping it a buck. I feel as though the home crowd, the home routine.
They're 12 and 11 at home, bro.
Yep. And you'll see at the end of this 20-game stretch after this 3-game road trip,
they have 18 games left at home.
18 of the last 25. It's going to benefit them. I feel as though that's the way I feel. And I know you're keeping it a buck by saying that they're pretty much a 500 team at home and they're a little bit below 500 team on the road. But I feel as though just the prolongedness and the steadiness of being at home will help this team.
Okay. I was like, all right, cool.
I really feel it. What do you want to keep a buck?
I told you, I'm kept the buck from last segment, man. I'm sick and tired of the All-Star game talk about everybody. Like, people just need to give it up, man. Like, dude, you're not a kid anymore. So some of the stuff that has happened that when we were young and seeing superstars, it's no longer the same anymore because no longer the excitement because we have access to everything.
Right. It's like, not as much of a unicorn as it used to be. So and remember, in baseball, you would never see an American League play a National League team.
There was no interleague or anything.
Now
like
you
that.
see these guys all over the
not
place.
Not even that. There's so much media, bro. If something crazy happens within seconds, it's on social media.
Right.
So I'm not. When I was younger, if Ja Morant, if I was younger, back in the days when there wasn't so much at our disposal. If a superstar did something great, you would have to wait for your local news or Sports Center or whatever national media within seconds. So there is no, I need to know this person or I need to have, this person's in town. Oh, let me go. Because guess what? I can see that person all the time from the comfort of my home. So that's the other thing. What people hate is that, what's funny about us as a society? It's that the things that we want to make our life easier, we start hating.
I guess you hate your car.
You hate everything.
Yeah, well, that's just the American.
Yeah, but that's just us. It's just crazy. We want more access to the people. We want more access. Okay, we'll give you access. I don't like it. I don't like the behind the scenes stuff or anything like that.
I don't like everybody knowing my business. Well, then why are you posting everything on Instagram?
Duh.
Interesting.
Hypocritical. But
it's a different age. And, a lot of people blame LeBron James, especially in the NBA, because growing up, a lot of guys looked up to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and just that tenacity and that will and that hatred. And LeBron's not like that. LeBron's let's have fun. Let's joke around.
I've been to 22 All-Star games.
No, I'm not saying that this time. I'm saying his whole career span. He jokes around with the other team. He doesn't want to kill the other team.
That's BS because all the players always joked around. The only difference is you don't have cameras that's all in their grills.
I don't know. Michael Jordan and those guys used to get after it. Magic Johnson.
Right. They went after it. And then afterwards, they would go to the casinos and gamble and solicit girls and all that stuff.
But on the court, they were tough, man. They were nasty.
So let me ask you this. You don't think D-Wade and LeBron weren't going at each other when Cleveland and Miami were playing against each other?
I think they were.
Okay. I think what it is, people say they got to stop doing that because they got to stop acting like their era. We got to stop acting like.
But LeBron, he has taken it to a new level where he's joking around in the game and talking to the opponent.
Dude, they all do that. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying.
Do you remember when the Knicks and the Bulls used to play in the playoffs back with Michael Jordan? He was nasty as hell.
That's BS. That's absolutely.
So they were
BS.
joking around. And
they were. Patrick Ewing and Jordan were joking around. They've been best friends for the longest. Have the same age.
They never got into it on the court. Never was Michael Jordan infuriated on the court, going crazy.
When he go at Pat
all the time. Well, no, I'm talking about.
Okay, then. Games. So stop that.
I'm not stopping that. I'm being real.
Acting then because you were like, yo.
So LeBron's hard all the time.
No, I'm not saying LeBron's hard all the time.
That's what I'm asking you.
No, but none of these guys are hard all the time. Stop that.
They are hard. Michael Jordan had that.
Get out of here. BS with that. You guys are so wrapped on some stupidness, bro. They were friends. They were always friends.
So
Here's how I got you
No,
now.
that's
You're in the
not
corner.
it.
No, don't tell me that. So Magic and Isaiah weren't going after each other,
They were.
but they kissed each other right before the game,
Of
right?
course. When the game starts,
So what?
it was game mode.
So what? But they're talking to each
It's
other.
just a different
They don't
game.
talk to each other during the
It's a
free throw
different-
line.
It's a different game mode now, where you don't try to hate and kill. LeBron, he's out there just having a good time.
A game mode.
does-
Man, you guys, whatever. All right, man.
You sure? Because the Kachuk brothers sure went at it. Was that game mode? Was that being friendly? Was that having fun? No.
Okay.
Sometimes people get after it.
And that's a sport where you get after it.
Basketball is like that.
No, it's
Football
not.
is like that.
No, with basketball, out of all the sports, you're not. No.
When
no.
you played, you didn't go out there and have that killer instinct.
You play basketball. You
Oh.
go right, and I talk trash to my friends, and I joked with my friends while doing it.
Yeah, in a break in the action, yeah. But
So then, what are you telling me then?
I'm telling you, LeBron can be soft at times when it comes to the
Man.
game time.
Oh God.
You don't think?
No, well, I just think he plays the game. That's what I think. Like all the players do, like every player do. So when you play against your friends, guess what, Dan? If I was playing you, I would butt your ass and talk trash to you
that's fine.
and kid with you.
That's fine.
So what? But you're gonna call me soft for that?
No, I'm not saying that.
Oh, right
I'm
there.
saying
So what are
it's
you
a
saying?
different style now.
There's not. It's. What do you mean different
Man,
style?
you put Kobe and LeBron next to each other, game style different. You put Michael Jordan's game style different. You put
that, yo, I swear to you, you guys or have this idea that these players back in the days never chilled with each other,
No,
never
they
hung
didn't.
around.
No,
But
no, no,
okay, so you can go at someone. The way you go at somebody is the way you go at the person. But don't come and tell me that, oh, this person's nuts aggressive because he does it with a smile. Magic was smiling all over your faces, but he was busting your ass and still talking trash and still joking with you.
Yeah.
So then what it's like,
But
come
they were
on,
going
man.
at it. There weren't fist fights back
Whatever.
then. There wasn't all types of craziness back then. When do you see a fist fight?
You know what I hate about y'all? I'm gonna tell you another thing I hate
About
about
y'all?
y'all. Yeah, you saying that. So you guys want physical, and then when it happens, oh man, no, guys, no. You know what? I mean, I love the aggression, but no. What do you think happens when aggression meets
When
aggression?
did I say that?
No, I'm just talking about everybody.
Oh, everybody?
I'm just talking about what happens when you think aggression meets aggression.
Get in a fight.
Oh, but that's what you want, right?
No, I don't want anything other than just a good game and maybe some aggression going back and forth.
But you want aggression, don't you?
I do, yeah.
So what happens when aggression meets aggression?
Get in a
What
fight.
happens when
What's
disrespect
wrong with
meets disrespect?
what's wrong with getting in a fight?
Cool. I want you to keep that.
I don't mind it.
I want you to keep
If
that.
it's organic, I don't mind fights.
I want
on
you to keep.
basketball.
I want
Hockey-
you to keep that effing
hockey-
energy. I
hockey-
just want you to keep
hockey's
that.
Hockey's different
I
because
want you to
they can-
keep that energy because if a fight happens, and be like, yeah, man, you know what, guys, that's wrong. You gotta have better. You gotta have better
we just
control
started
of
a couple
yourself.
of minutes ago.
You have to have better control of
When
yourself.
Jimmy Butler was threatening to beat up Eric Spoelstra and Udonis Haslem was coming around trying to beat his ass and said, "I'll kick your ass."
Okay,
That was one of my favorite Jimmy Butler moments with the Heat.
that's team turmoil. I'm not talking about team turmoil. I'm talking about when opposing teams go against each other. That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. All right. And everybody, you just said, oh, like this guy, you brought up Bron, you said Michael, and I'm like, yo, guys need to stop doing that. Guys need to stop thinking, I do this a lot. I'm always thinking my era is better than everybody.
No. I didn't say that.
Listen, let me finish.
Okay, there's no era talk.
I'm always gonna think my era is better. So guess what? The basketball in my era was better than basketball. People think that. That's the mentality that they have, and they need to stop doing that. They gotta evolve with the game. Guarantee y'all talking about all of this. Guess what? I bet you the game wasn't like the game in the 90s wasn't like the game in the 60s.
Okay,
And the game in the 90s is
that's
not going to be the game in the 20s.
I want now. Maybe I don't remember this correctly though. I have no problem with today's age game. I love all sports at all times, but and maybe I'm remembering this incorrectly. Were there as many injuries in the 90s or the 80s as there are now? Because it seems like it's a pandemic going around with injuries, and maybe it's just because I'm dealing with it now. But was there as many-
Axam Bowie, how injuries were?
I know that's what I'm saying.
Ralph Sampson.
No,
Axam
I'm asking.
Yeah,
was it as bad?
Guess what? Injuries is
Right.
going to happen in sports. All right.
But I mean, of course,
That
I remember as I looked through rose-colored glasses and in a faulty camera in my mind, I was like, man, people never got injured back in the day, which is got to be blatantly wrong.
Absolutely.
People got injured all the time. I'm sure.
Absolutely. So that's why when people are saying, "Oh, the game," like, stop that.
So
Stop.
Is the injury rate now as high as it's always been, or around the same rate as it's always? I'm
I will
asking,
say this: if you're going to ask injury, there probably more non-contact injuries now than they are. But guess what? things weren't focused and monitored and surveyed like it is now. Like, dude, you can see we can watch a game in 4K and all of that, and we could, oh, this guy just messed up he tore his Achilles immediately by just the way he just pulled up. Immediately.
Yeah, you can tell right away.
Where did you think we had that in the 80s? You think you had that? No, we didn't.
Well, wasn't it back then though too? Like if you blew out your knee there or your arm, there was no Tommy John. There was no, you're done. My cousin, he got drafted to the Detroit Tigers, tried to play at Texas A&M, threw out his arm, and they didn't have Tommy John back then. His career was over,
bro. It's like, dude,
his career was over.
But
so,
like I just hate why people just want to pick and choose. To me, it's got to be fair and balanced all the way. Just like, oh, we got the concussion. Yeah, cats were playing with, like Trevor said, cats were playing with concussion, giving the spelling assault.
They still do play with concussions. Joe Burrow admitted that he doesn't remember some of the games he played.
Right,
in.
And then when this concussion, the CTE was a major topic of discussion. Yeah, then the game got to be saved. The game had to be monitored, and then everybody gets upset because the game, it's soft. But then when somebody gets hurt, you need nah, man, stop being hypocritical.
No, I'm okay.
You. I'm not talking.
No. I'm just saying in general. I'm okay with adapting to the game. I'm okay with guys not bashing their brains in.
But it can't be. I want the game to be physical, and then the next oh my God, it's too physical.
I agree.
Or man, they got to do something. It's got to can't have it both ways.
Right.
It's got to be fair and balanced.
Right.
Same way. So people telling me, going back to the point, they play. No, the game. Has the game changed? Obviously, game has evolved.
Every game evolves.
Every game evolves. But don't tell me that these people are not going out harder than the other people because at the time you were growing up and watching them, that's what you thought. Nah, that's not it. And by the way,
I was saving for tomorrow. I was going to give LeBron kudos for scoring 40.
And he scores 40 all the time. That's
40.
He scores 40 at 40 all the time. That's nothing new. Guess what?
He's only done it twice, but that's okay.
He's only been 40. He's only been 40 for like 5 weeks. But he does it all the time. It's nothing new. But what I'm saying, I'm getting sick and tired of him being blamed for everything.
No, I'll blame him for a lot of good things. This league isn't where it's at without LeBron James.
But I'm just getting come on, man. I'm sick and tired of it's an exhibition. Let me here's the other thing that
22 seasons, by the way.
No. Here's the other thing that I love.
Well, why
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, right? So when I'm listening to these old school NBA players, like, yeah, man, they don't even give the effort anymore. I mean, we used to do it, let everybody get around, do anything they want, and then in the fourth quarter we play serious.
Well, then, what's the point?
Right? Like, wait a minute. You wait 3 quarters, you play fool around for 3 quarters, then you wait to the fourth quarter. If the game is close after all the tomfoolery in the first 3 quarters, then if the game is close, you're gonna play serious?
Yeah, no, that's not. I don't know about that.
The mentality has always been flawed.
Yeah. I mean, I believe the quality of basketball is as high as it's ever been, if not even higher than it's ever been. These guys are unbelievable. It's just,
it's just like I'm sick of it.
I think honestly, they've just worn their bodies down.
I'm sick of it. And then here's the other thing with the NHL. Yeah, y'all did good with the 4 nations, right? But are you forgetting 2 years ago? Did you like this? I loved the All-Star game in Sunrise. Did they?
No.
I liked the battle last year between Team Matthews and Team what's the kid? McDavid?
Mm-hmm. Connor McDavid.
Did they? But no. Okay, then. So what I'm saying, the NFL with the Pro Bowl.
Ugh.
After the late great Sean Taylor nearly killed that punter, nobody wanted to do anything. After Robert Edwards decapitated his knee in a beach football.
Yeah, I remember that. Man, that was terrible.
So let's stop acting like, just give them a week off. Just give them a week off.
Nah, there's too much money involved.
What money?
Sponsorship and everything.
Man.
Look, they're shooting the starry 3-point ball. They've got the Kia dunk contest where a Kia comes out on the court. It's a car. They got all this stuff.
And how long?
This is the thing.
You've been alive for a while, right, Dan?
No.
Have you seen every dunk? What new dunk can they come up with?
Every dunk has been done.
Okay, then. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I do like that though. I'm failing to get to my point. Oh, this is the thing. For everyone that complains about all-star games and stuff like that, viewership and sponsorship is up. So,
the ratings were good?
Yeah. So if you're the NBA, you're like, so you don't like it?
Wait a minute. So the ratings were good for this last Sunday's All-Star game, even though everybody was saying it's the worst All-Star game?
Yeah, they haven't really dipped, and the sponsorship is at an all-time high. So if you're Adam Silver, you're like, okay, whatever. whatever. Like,
And
like Bruce Sherman, whatever.
And then here's the other thing.
You don't like it? Okay.
Evolution of the game also means evolution of business. Them boys back in the 80s needed that money for the All-Star game.
Yeah, it was a different culture.
These boys don't need that money. They probably might be taking a cut going to the All-Star game than actually.
I know, and it's actually more of a risk.
It's more of a risk. It's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then what we also have to remember is this is also a business. Like, you sit there and you make it like, oh, they're playing basketball, they're just playing games. Like, it's a business, it's their career, it's their livelihood. Yeah, what if Tyler Hero goes out there in that All-Star game and tears his ACL?
Dude, you see what's happening this weekend. Matthew Tkachuk's not playing today.
Yeah, and I'm kind of worried that the Panthers, since they had so many players in the Four Nations and didn't get that rest, there may be a little dip.
Oh, but okay. So now club is a little bit more important than country.
No.
So club is a little bit more important than country.
I can't forgive what happened, man.
Right? Because that was an exhibition.
Panthers will be fine.
That was it. See, that's the other exhibition. People want to be about their man. Go spend time with your family. Go take your girl out.
That is funny. Some of the like OG, even baseball and stuff, they'd rather not make the All-Star team so they could spend a couple days with their family.
Yes. And God forbid, what if you say, "Oh, I want to spend time with my family"? Do you know they'll rip you for you? Oh well, you missed. You don't need to spend time with your family. You have the whole summer for a freaking exhibition. It's an effing exhibition.
I enjoy it. Yeah, no, right. It's a business. They don't owe you. I mean, although you are paying them in there, but yeah, it's whatever. I don't really care.
Them boys would rather take a week off and go to some island, chill with their family or
their
side girl or
because
whatever.
In the 70s and the 80s,
they needed that.
They needed any money.
They needed to continue their cocaine habit.
I do miss that. I do miss like
the guys in the 70s, 80s,
the Maradona, the Diego Maradona days of like going to bed drunk and high, waking up, getting scoring two goals,
and then
drinking a beer at halftime,
and then continuing the party, smoking a cigarette during the post-game interview.
Yeah. I do miss those days. I don't know why I say I miss those days. I wasn't a part. I wasn't playing or doing anything back then. But yeah, like these guys that don't drink or don't do anything bad, although some of these guys do, don't want to fool you. But like keeping their body a temple. LeBron, I'm guessing. Well, no, LeBron says he drinks wine.
Yeah.
So these guys, they're living life. They just have new technology to keep their body.
Like I tell you, here's the thing. You know what people hate the All-Star game? Like I told you before. They're older. So the parties and events that they were going to back when they were like in their prime, it's no longer for them now.
It's true. To someone that's kind of a stick in the mud, they see all that as foolishness, like a ups and rising store game, a skills challenge, a dunk contest.
Dude, that's just like for groupies to try to get some young guy, and then
that All-Star weekend is expensive.
All-Star weekend, and here's the bad part, and then we're gonna go to break.
Yeah, we gotta get out of here.
Here's the nastiness about this, right? About the All-Star break. It's right after Super Bowl week.
Good job by them.
No, great job by them. But what I'm talking about is, the assassins, they know that money's going to be around these cities.
Mm-hmm.
And always, you notice they always do these places in big cities where they can draw a crowd. But my guy, if you've been to one Super Bowl, if you've been to 3 Super Bowls, if you've been to 3 All-Star games, you've been to them all. You've been to them all. So after a while, you get jaded.
Yeah, you go to one. Good thing it'll never be in here in Miami again because show weekend.
Yeah, boat show. Woohoo!
Boat show.
I used to hate it. Now I love it.
Yeah, we don't need no.
I don't need that madness, bro. I don't need that.
Don't need it. Gonna get you caught up with everything happening in and around the world next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM. You can weigh in 305-567-0560. Got a text in from 954 saying, hey, Vlad, you're absolutely right, bruh. All these clowns hating on today's players. All these dudes were intense and also jokes with each other. So you have one guy or girl that says, bruh, you are right that they are all joking around and they were all intense. LeBron's intense on the court.
I hear what you're saying.
I think they show it just different ways.
It's shown to more now. Hey, let's mic up the players. You ever think they were gonna mic up Mike?
Yeah, they mic up the players now. Yeah, that's true.
So if you mic up the players, I'm gonna hear everything. Okay? I mean, it got to the point. Let me ask you, yo, fam, Cuzzo, let me tell you this, Cuzzo. Who's that?
You really worked up. Go ahead.
Would you have ever known 20 years ago? Would you have never known that Tyreek Hill would have bounced?
No, you wouldn't have known.
Right.
There might have been like some reports that they didn't see him on the sideline, but they could have covered that up.
But why were you able to see it? Because while they're going to a commercial break, they're panning the camera right into the huddle of the Miami Dolphins, and you could hear Jalen Waddle. That's it. Right? Yeah. The media is going to love it because they got a story now. It's going to draw a lot of interest. It's going to cause a topic of discussion. But I can understand when the athletes were like, dude, you're all in our business now. Like there is no sense of secret. There's no sense of I could keep things to myself. The people will not know. There's no sense of that.
Well, that's part of that too. That's part of the new age that we live in. Back in the day, it was a smaller circle of reporters. And if you ruffled feathers, then they just kicked you out of that circle. Now you can start a blog, you can start a website, anybody that wants to. So therefore, they don't really worry. They're already on the outside looking in. They don't mind muckraking or stirring things up. So yeah, there's more people, quote unquote, reporting now.
I will always say yes. Today's Cap for Life put in, today's athletes different, no doubt, and it's no doubt they are different.
They were different in the 50s and they were different in the 60s and 70s and 80s.
I blame it on my generation, bro. I blame it on my generation for today's current athletes because the fact that every athlete had to get an award, even though that they didn't win, they could finish 0-16. But mommy and daddy paid money for this, little Pete to go play. So little Pete needs an award. Sense of entitlement.
At what age did you start worrying more about the game than the refreshments after the game? Because I can remember like in when I was in third and fourth grade, I mean, win or lose, you're getting the Capri Sun and whatever.
That's cool, but I want to win.
I want to say when I got to junior high, I started being like, I want to play. It's all about the game. I don't care about anything else. And then the cheerleaders afterwards. That's what it was about. Maybe a little bit before too.
That might have been before that. But I'm just saying. But that's what I'm saying. I just don't like how people, the media, especially when they're a big part of this. They're a big causative. Starts acting like, oh man, the game's this, the game stinks, and all of that. No, it's the game. Does the All-Star game stink? Yes. But has the All-Star game always stunk? Yes.
Probably so.
Yes. Like what I hate is this, Dudan. One dunk contest. Oh, the All-Star game is back. All-Star Saturday night's back. Oh yeah. All you need is one guy.
Now, I will say this. You want to talk about how whack the dunk contest is now. Colt has talked to me about this. He's on the chat. Who was it? Larry Nance won that dunk contest. It was literally just him going, duh.
Right. That was it. That was literally it.
He did a spin like a 360 and dunked it. And one time, Michael Jordan dunked from not even the free throw line. His foot was over the free throw line. And everybody, greatest dunk of all time. These guys now.
And here's the other thing I hate, Dan. So you want your superstar to do the dunk contest one time.
No, I don't.
Great.
I can't
No. But Dan, this is what they want. Dan, you're the superstar. Dan, we need you to do the dunk contest just one time. We just need you to do it. Just need you to do it. And then you do it. What do you think happens after you do it the first time?
Well, if you do terrible, everybody makes fun of you.
But no, what if you do great?
You have to defend your championship.
But I just did it already.
Yeah. Let the next generation.
I don't have to do it.
Oh, yeah. That's like them.
That's the same thing that happens with the home run derby, like I said. And, shout out to the Pete Alonsos of the world who really love it. But a lot of these guys don't want to do it.
I understand.
They do it one time and then they do great. And then it's like, oh, are you going to do it again? It's like, really? No. If you want to watch me hit 60 home runs, watch my games.
305 texts in, dive bar guys, love Dan Day. I love the dive bars. I know that. You in Miami buy a lottery ticket with debit. Winn-Dixie, gas stations, a couple of other places do accept some debit cards apparently in Miami. We're getting a bunch of texts saying that you can buy lottery tickets with debit cards in some places. So
I need to know the spots.
Gentlemen, there's a gas station southwest 57th Avenue, which is Red Road and 13th Street. They accept debit and credit cards for Lotto. It's just outside the Gables. Oh, I know that gas station. I got gas there one time. I didn't know that I could make a purchase. A little bit of gas, maybe some Uncrustables, and a lottery ticket.
I like what Heat Code put. Heat Code text, the only thing that separates a man from a pig is his mind. Only thing separating podcasters from journalists, also known as podcasters too, real reporting and ethics.
It's true.
That's facts.
It's true. Good job, Heat Cult, right there. Oh man. So today's a big day. Bly, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Like today is like the pinnacle of a lot of things. We're getting the Heat back. We're getting the Panthers back. Inter Miami is starting. You got some Heat, some college basketball. You got the Canes basketball team tonight. The Marlins have started. Let's see how they're doing right now. Because we're all in on the Miami Marlins.
There you are, down 3-0, I believe.
Oh my goodness gracious! It says.
I'm sorry. They're down 0-0. Toronto's up 3-0.
It just feels like they're down 0-0, Lab. It's just 0-0.
No. I'm bad.
They've got 2
hits. In a third.
They're pitching a no-hitter, though. I shouldn't say. You can't say that. Dog it. Can you say that in brief?
No, you cannot.
In exhibition?
No, you cannot.
So if you want to make fun of spring training and what it's become, do they only play 7 innings sometimes?
Sometimes I think if they do a split squad or something like that,
yeah.
I might not be. I will look it up.
Okay, so I'm trying to see what's going on here. I'm trying to get these updates as we go with the Marlins.
It's 0-0, still 0-0.
Lots of action going on up there in Jupiter. Both pitchers. Oh, 1 inning pitched. I mean, are you really? Is somebody really tweeting out 1 inning pitching stats? No, come on. So yeah, Marlins Cardinals 0-0 in a game that I don't think is going to be a precursor to anything this season, but we'll see. We shall see. With that, let's go see what we got in the headlines. Oh, I was going to say Connor McDavid. God, he just won't go away, will he? Oh, man. Well, they're coming to town. That's going to be an exciting.
Yes, Tuesday night. The game has been changed from, I believe, a 7:30 start to a 7 p.m. start.
National TV?
Yes, they played a Kraken this evening at 6 p.m. You could hear everything here. 560
WQAM, and over on 790 Radio Libre, you can listen to the Hurricanes basketball game as they take on Virginia Tech. That is going to be a 6 o'clock tip. I'd like to go to that game if I didn't have so much going on. I got credentialed for the Inter Miami game too.
Oh, wait, I could go to the Panthers game today.
I got credentialed for the Inter Miami game.
You did?
Yeah. Much to my surprise.
Wow.
So yeah, kudos to them. Somebody must have pulled some strings for me.
That's for tonight?
Yeah.
You going?
No.
Oh man.
I didn't expect. It's like one of those things. Now I'm the boy that cried wolf.
Yeah, because they bought you.
They never credentialed
When did you get the email this morning?
Earlier this week.
Oh, well,
it's one of those things.
That's on you.
Like, man, they never credentialed me. What's wrong with this organization? Okay, you're credentialed. Oh,
yeah, that's on you, Playboy.
Oh,
yeah,
well, it's because of time change, man. I was gonna go if it was at 2:30. Huh?
Oh, right. Yeah.
So
Vlad
been
just been doing the show by himself.
Yeah, I'll call in. I'll call in for the press box.
Oh, wait a minute. See, this is this thing I hate, bro.
I did not expect to get credentialed, so kudos. Inter Miami, my favorite soccer team, too. Hopefully they can make some noise. They can win it all. They can win 5 trophies this year. MLS Cup, Supporter Shield, CONCACAF Champions Cup, Leagues Cup, and the FIFA World Cup for the clubs.
Okay.
If they do all that, they will be the greatest, dare I say,
American soccer team.
I'd say North American.
Okay, I was about to say. I know you.
Western Hemisphere is tough, man.
Okay.
Argentina's got a couple World Cups, and Brazil's got a lot of World Cups. So yeah. Club wise, I mean, Santos maybe. I don't know, but it would be a great run. Let's just put it that way. That Messi should probably retire if they win all 5 cups, especially the Club World Cup, because that's, goodness gracious, you're beating teams like Liverpool, Juventus, Barcelona, Real Madrid. Take them down.
They're not beating you.
Take them down, Messi. Take them down. Tyreek Hill posted a message on Instagram. He had his wrist heavily wrapped. No word if the procedure happened or if he was just protecting his wrist. The Heat, they did beat the Raptors 121-11 in overtime last night. Bam Adebayo tied Ronnie Cycli for the most Heat double-doubles with 220. Next up, the Bucks tomorrow at 6. I've actually met Ronnie Cycli, his wife, and his daughter one time at the Aventura Mall. He seemed like a really cool guy. He's a DJ now. You know that.
Yes,
he's a musician.
He's actually a world-renowned DJ.
He goes to Ibiza and stuff. Like he's not like me.
No, he's not like
me and Dummies, spinning the shit.
He's like a real renowned.
Okay, yeah. Pile on, go on. But yeah, like,
no, I'm not.
He like makes his own music and stuff. Like he's at Club Space, like throwing it down, man. But I bet you he's a little. I mean, he's happy for Bam, I think, in a way, but I bet he's a little sour. He did it in less games too. Ronnie Cycli. I was talking about this earlier today with Tommy Tighe, who does Heat Weekly right before us. He was under the radar really good. He was the first, of course, Heat draft pick. I understand that. But, man, he did 220 double-doubles, way less games than Bam Adebayo did. And then remember when Shaquille O'Neal left Orlando for the Lakers to fill Shaq's shoes? They got Ronnie Cycli, and Ronnie Cycli was really good. It's just played on bad Heat teams. And then he had to fill Shaq's shoes in Orlando. So he kind of gets the, you're good, but Ronnie Cycli was low key. And on NBA Jam,
Ronnie Cycli was nice.
Ronnie Cycli's listener, I'm like, hell yeah, man. Thank you. I'm going to Ibiza.
That's a great place to go.
I've never been.
I
don't think that's even in my radar to go there. I would love to.
If I get there, I'm starting to make it. If I'm able to go to Ibiza, eat pizza in Ibiza.
If you don't know what Ibiza is, it's an island off of Spain that is world renowned for its EDM nightlife scene, high end nightlife scene. One time I went to Nikki Beach and I thought I had made it. So imagine if I made it to Ibiza.
Shoot.
I drank a cola
cap. People that thought they made it when they went to Nikki Beach. Penrod's in Nikki Beach on Sundays.
I drank a cola cab from Wet Willie's and walked down to Nikki Beach. I really thought I had made it in life, man. I was like, oh!
Shout out to Nikki Beach and Nikki Marina in Hollywood.
Sundays at Nikki Beach, man.
Sundays at Nikki Beach, Thursday nights at Nikki Marina.
Okay, Nikki Marina?
Mm-hmm.
Is that's in Fort Lauderdale?
That was in Hollywood.
Okay. In Hollywood.
Yeah, towards little not far from what's that hotel? Oh man, what's the name of it? Is it Diplomat?
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. It was where the Diplomat was.
Oh, sweet.
It was right in the it was great times, bro. Yeah, great times.
Wet Willie's.
I saw Scottie Pippen there.
Oh, Wet Willie's to Nikki Beach, man.
Wet Willie's, man, that was a good time.
I almost went to Mango's the other night.
Oh, what, for old time's sake?
Well, I had a friend in town. Or a friend moved here and he's like, I want to do something that's like really authentic Miami. So I was like, let's do something really, not touristy, but let's just go down there and see. But then he bailed on me. So I almost went to Mango's by myself. Kind of miss it. What's some other like
Clevelander?
Yeah, Clevelander's another one. I'm trying to think of some things when people
I went there after the championship Sunday. Yeah, it wasn't the same.
Well, they're supposedly closing it to make affordable housing. Whatever
what?
It means. Yeah,
really?
Yeah. That's a lie. That's a lie. They ain't making affordable housing in South Beach or in Miami.
I wonder have the change in clientele might have affected some of these hot spots.
Maybe
because it's weird that you would try to, because we're about to hit spring break coming up, and spring break has not been the same spring break it was back in the day.
Miami spends millions of dollars trying to keep people away for spring break.
Right. So
I don't even go down there. It's too much of a mess.
And I don't blame them.
I love a mess, Vlad. I love a mess, but
I don't blame them. If it's getting crazy, there was always fights,
stabbings,
shootings, people going to jail. So I don't blame them.
Riots,
right? But I also do feel like it's starting to affect to because you got those places really need tourists to keep them going.
I mean, I love South Beach, and I know a lot of people that live here are like, oh no, nobody goes to South Beach. I still go, and I don't live far from South Beach. I love catching the trolley, going down to South Beach, maybe get some Lost Weekend, Kill Your Idol, Club Deuce, always so fun. I went to South Beach Brewing the other day. It was great. I went to Abbey Road Brewing. I also went to the vet, but never mind that I was drinking a lot when I was taking my animals to the vet. I enjoyed going to South Beach. I really would. Well, the vet was taking too long, man. So I decided I would go have a beer at the Edition. I had a little bit of food and drank a beer. And then I was like, oh, I got some time before I have to take my rabbits to the vet. So I went to South Beach Brewing. It was fantastic. And then I went to the vet and they're like, oh, we're a little behind. I was like, not a problem. I went to Abbey Road Brewing and continued to drink. And then the vet came in and I was not very, I think I agreed to some procedures that maybe cost me a lot more money than I probably should have. But man, yeah. So drinking and the vet don't go together.
None. Drinking and the vet don't go together.
You have to have your wits about you when you're medically involved.
Man.
But did you expect anything less from me, Vlad?
No, I didn't. No, I wouldn't.
Rap show tomorrow at 4:45. We're getting an extra 45.
Absolutely.
So you're earning it tomorrow because you're doing an extra 45 minutes.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, we talked about Inter Miami. We talked about the Panthers. You want to talk about your Yankees, and now you can have facial hair if it's groomed correctly.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Talk about Angel Reese. She posted a 2020 on Unrivaled 3-on-3 history, scoring 22 and grabbing 21 last night as her team, the Rose, defeated the Lunar Owls 72-63. Now, you want to talk about a lot of, I don't want to use the term, but a lot of joking around, a lot of silliness. That 3-on-3 tournament, those women, first of all, are extremely competitive, but they like yell at each other, shooting free throws, and they do some crazy stuff.
They're having fun.
Yeah, Angel Reese walked off the court going, hoo-dee-hoo, yesterday to the Lunar Owls, because apparently that's their chant, which makes me think, man, that's a great name for a team and a great cheer. Are we missing anything? Maybe we can get an NWSL team down here.
I'm upset at myself, man. I didn't go to Thursday night's University of Miami Notre Dame Fighting Irish women's game.
It was a bloodbath.
I know.
82-42.
But did you see the women?
Oh, Notre Dame always rolls them out there,
That
man.
coach,
They're number one in the nation, too.
I know, but that coach, no, first of all, they got the best backcourt. And though Juju's the best player in the country, Hidalgo and the other young lady that her name escapes me right now.
Backcourt?
Yeah. That backcourt is great.
Our guy was there. Carson Beck was there, and they were interviewing him about his cars getting stolen. Apparently, he got 2 cars stolen. Haley Cavender got 1. So.
Wait, so they took 3 cars?
I mean, bro. That's what I'm hearing on the text line, 305-567-06.
That's what that $4 million does. Gets you 2 cars in South Beach, man. South Florida.
I have enough trouble with 1 car, although I'm paying for 2.
But so Skylar Diggins was also there.
No, man. What day was that?
That was Thursday.
I should have skipped.
Yeah, I was upset, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, what? Like, apparently Notre Dame obviously is the number 1 team in women's basketball, but a lot of former Notre Dame players came down to Miami to watch them play. Now I was like, yeah, why not? Why would you come to Miami to?
It's a rivalry too, university-wise. I don't know about the women's team.
Not basketball. No.
I wonder who the women's Canes basketball team's rival is. FSU?
I mean, I guess
we'll have to ask Joe Zagagi. Call Joe. Hey, Joe, just random. I got to ask you something. Yeah, go ahead, Vlad.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Go ahead, Vlad. What's the women's team's rival? Well, Vlad, I could explain this to you very simply, and then 30 minutes later, he'll give you an answer. But very eloquently. I love it. He'll be on the call tonight. Miami Hurricanes.
Yes, he will. Virginia Tech
versus Virginia Tech. It's at the Watsco Center. So if you're looking for something to do tonight, maybe head out to Watsco. It's not a bad idea, man. I ain't gonna lie. Although I'm credentialed for that Inter Miami game, so I might just go to Inter Miami.
I'm credentialed for the Panthers game, so I might go to the Panthers.
See, there you go. Now you're getting the hang of it, Vlad. It's not about what you really want to do. It's about what you can do for free. We're breaking down the wall right here, guys and girls. Speaking of breaking down walls, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. British woman Lee Woodman. That's her real name.
Okay.
Lee Woodman. She says the sight of ketchup makes her so anxious, it's the equivalent of having a gun held to her head.
Wait, so the sight of ketchup. So she doesn't like the sight of red.
Ketchup.
Just
ketchup. Apparently it's not a well-known, but it's a phobia of some type, a disorder.
What, if you're seeing ketchup?
Yeah.
Real? Just ketchup.
Just ketchup.
Or anything that's ketchup, like.
She says ketchup, condiment, ketchup. Now, she's a bad one. So I'm thinking maybe this is a chance to get some social media love. But this to me is if you and her are hanging out and you kind of get tired of her, she's bothering you, just break out the ketchup. Whoop.
But she has ketchup.
You have to have the ketchup.
Yeah.
You bring packets.
She's afraid of her ketchup. She's afraid of ketchup. But
Period.
she has. Yeah.
But you just bring some packets with you.
But what I'm just saying is like, that's why I want to know if she's just scared of the color red or
no, it's as they say,
just ketchup.
Just ketchup. Doesn't matter how it's spelled. With a K or a C, it doesn't matter. She's just scared
It's
of,
better be the one with the K.
but it's weird. Like, does she have problems eating pasta if it's got a
Yeah, like
tomato sauce?
tomato sauce,
that's close to
mozzarella sauce,
ketchup.
all that. Yeah,
It's close
let's-
to ketchup. Does she scared of sriracha? That's my real question. Are you scared of sriracha?
No.
Do you eat it? I eat it if it's there, but I never buy it.
right, right.
Like if you're at a restaurant, oh, they got sriracha. Sweet.
All right, cool. But it's not
like,
the first thing I'm
Hey,
ordering.
you can pick up some sriracha on the way home. No,
No.
no. I don't even know if I'll buy ketchup. I think every once in a while I just like find in the refrigerator here if I need it and just use it. I don't know. Up next, the Dolphins there on the draft board 13th. There's all types of mocks and drafts. Well, a former offensive lineman, great for the Miami Dolphins, has spoken up about what the team needs to do. You might be surprised next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
Do it. Listen to us live or on demand and use the rewind feature to go back and listen to any part of any shows you might have missed.
Back at you on Sports Day 560 WQAM with Michael Zan, Vladimir Lewisson. I am Dan Day at Dan Day Radio on all the social medias at Vlad2078. Vlad the Inhaler with us right now. Reading from the South Florida Sun Sentinel, Chris Perkins writing an article, and it is headlined Chris Perkins, Dolphins great and Hall of Famer Larry Little weighs in on Miami's offensive line. So Perk called up Larry Little and said, look,
Perk does what a great job he does. Him and Omar.
Chat real quick. Larry Little attended Booker T. Washington High School, went to Bethune-Cookman, of course, from 1969 to 1980, had a Hall of Fame career right here in Miami with the Dolphins. He likes some of the things, like he said Larry Little met with offensive line coach Butch Berry, and this is what Little said. I've met the offensive line coach, and what I understand from talking to people in the organization is that the offensive line coach they have now is pretty good offensive line coach. He's gotten the most out of what he has. Not exactly a ringing endorsement. He thinks maybe the team is not as physical as they need to be, and also they switch around guys, especially at the guard, too much. At guard, you've got to learn how to sit down, get lower than him to keep you from getting pushed back. So you still have to be strong, and you have to be strong against the ball rushers. Overall, though, he said he's not condemning what the Dolphins have done. He's simply looking for a successful path going forward. He didn't really name any names, didn't really get after anybody, but that's what you'd expect a lineman to do, is just say, look, we got to get more physical. We have to be more mobile. He says nowadays the guys are just so big, offensive linemen, that they don't get down the field the way they need to. So Larry Little saying, we need some guys, man. And I think everybody knows that with the Dolphins.
Larry Little's a nice guy. That was just his way of saying, man, we haven't really lived up to our potential.
Whenever you say the coach seems to be doing a good job, he's gotten the most out of what he has.
Right. That means they ain't doing crap.
It means that line, working with what you got. Physicality is a big issue. That's one of the things that this team has needed a long time ago, and which has more and more people saying, spend all of your draft picks on guys up front, whether it be on the defense and offensive side. I don't know if they're going to do that, though. I really do think that the Miami Dolphins are going to go after the best available player. And I understand there's two thinkings to it, Vlad. Some people say you should draft for needs, but sometimes that can lead you to getting not inferior players, but maybe lesser players. The theory on always getting the best player available is that you can always trade them or move them around.
I hate that best player. I hate that best player.
You hate
available.
it?
Yeah.
But I'm saying the thinking behind it.
Nah, because the thinking behind
it is get the best players you could possibly get and then reorganize, whether you want to trade them, try to get
right, but
else.
it all depends on what type of player you're getting and for what position. Like if you already have a crowded wide receivers room and you're at 13, you need to get another wide receiver. Not to say that there's a wide receiver that's available. I think the only receiver that's making noise in the top 10 or top 15 is the wide receiver out of Arizona. But what I'm saying is if he's the best player available at 13, you can grab him and make you change things. It might make you say, well, all right, cool. We could let so-and-so go because now we got this person. But you need to draft for a need. And your need right now is offensive line help. That's exactly where you need to draft.
But what if you're at 13 and there's really no offensive lineman available that's worthy of a 13th pick, and you're going to have to pass up on a lot of quality players in other positions that maybe a cornerback or maybe a wide receiver. Like I said, it's a weird thinking. That's why these GMs get paid millions of dollars, is because you have to find that right formula. I'm of the school.
I'll be lucky.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. A lot of times it is just luck. Like talking earlier, like the whole Michael Jordan. Why did Michael Jordan go third in the draft? It's like, well, they don't know.
I mean, yeah, I know why.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Not even that.
Sam Bowie.
Yeah, the thinking was you need to get the big man. Big man wins you championships. the thinking now in the NFL, and it's probably been like that since the beginning of football.
It's the same thing.
Trenches win.
Big man win championship.
Big man wins championship. You got an offensive line that can block and run block very well, and you have a defensive line that can stop the run. There's a great and can get pressure on the quarterback without having to do anything crazy, send blitzes or anything like that. If you put it this way, if your 5 offensive linemen can win and your 4 defensive linemen can win on a team, you have a great chance of succeeding in the NFL.
Just look at like the Eagles, man. Outside of that one just tailspin 2 seasons ago at the end of the season, they have been absolutely dominant. They had a Super Bowl year where they barely lost to Kansas City. Last year, they were like, what were they, 10-1 until the wheels fell off?
Yeah, but they were
were
winning, but it was going to come back and catch them, and that's what happened to them last season. I don't know what it was. I don't know what the mojo was last year. The mojo was not the same as it was 2 years ago and this season.
Speaking of getting lucky, Jalen Carter of the Eagles. Remember he slipped in the draft, and the Eagles scooped him up.
Yeah, Howie, baby. Whoo, Howie.
Man.
Howie gets it done. I'm gonna tell you what Howie's gonna do. Howie's gonna get Myles Garrett.
No.
Watch.
I mean,
he don't sit on his laurels, bro. Howie's always trying to look to improve the team at any chance he got.
Good thing he didn't fire Nick Sirianni.
Look at that. I wanted that man.
All the Eagles fans were like, he's gone. I was like, man, the dude had a bad stretch. Give him a little bit of credit. Gone. We don't play around like that. Whew, good thing you kept him.
No, he's good.
I don't know if he's the greatest coach in the world, but he's good enough.
He's good enough for that team.
Yeah, definitely good. I mean, he got the best team in the
2
world.
Super Bowl appearances and 1 championship. I think you're good.
Yeah.
You're
Like
good.
I said, outside of one really bad stretch for whatever happened behind the scenes or in the scenes or whatever, for whatever happened outside of there, they have been just fantastic. And it's because they're really, 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 really big and strong.
And this is what the
front.
Miami Dolphins need to do. They have to look at their offense. It's not even they have to. They know. Forget half. They know they have to look at their offensive line.
Yeah. I mean, all your draft picks should, in some way, shape, or form, be trying to bolster these lines. Whether it's with depth and size, I just can't see going out there and getting a skill player. We got enough. Like, we had to cut Raheem Mostert because
wait a minute here.
And the salary cap's gone up.
Yes, that help. That benefits you guys.
But that benefits everybody.
But it benefits you guys too because you were losing $9 million.
Yep. Now you're right at the cap.
And then when the cap goes into the new calendar year, when the NFL goes into the new calendar year, you'll have like at least $23 million to play with. Pause before June 1st, and we don't know about the June 1st cuts. That also will add more money to your salary cap.
Yeah.
So Dolphins, look, everybody's going to Indiana this weekend.
Yeah, the combine's this week, right?
Everybody's gonna go to St. Elmo's.
It's true.
They're gonna order
Barbecue
steak.
What's the shrimp?
They're gonna order the shrimp, steak,
shrimp cocktail,
and drink some bourbon.
And the Buffalo Wild Wings is hitting in Indianapolis too. That's the 2 spot. I'm not joking. It's not a joke.
And we'll see, man.
You been to Indianapolis?
I've been to Naptown. I don't like Naptown.
I don't think a lot of
I don't like that state. That's a racist state.
Okay.
That is the home. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a racist state. So I didn't like the state of Indiana. Naptown was all right. Indianapolis school, but you just stay there for a couple hours and then you go to Louisville.
Louisville's awesome.
I love
Louisville. I mean, you got to have a reason to go. I mean, you're not going to take a trip there, but man, if you do have a reason, like I used to MC a reggae music festival there every Memorial Day weekend. Oh man, if you can't have a good time in Louisville, you can't have a good time anywhere. But getting back, I don't think Cam Ward's going to I don't think Cam Ward's going to do a lot of drills this week. I think he might show up and do kind of the bare minimum. There's really no reason. I don't think everybody's going to get all crazy about his hand size or whatever. That doesn't change anything, I don't think. Once again, getting back to where we started, I don't think it changes anything. Cam Ward's most likely, in my opinion, going first in the draft. Shedeur Sanders, I don't know the whole politics behind everything. Some people say that he wants to play for the Raiders. Some people say he wants to play for the Giants. Vlad says the Giants aren't going to draft a Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward.
They're going to draft Jackson Dart.
Then you know something's up.
I just want people to know when that happens.
Okay, I'll confirm that you were right if they draft Jackson Dart.
Okay.
And Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders is still on the board.
No.
I mean, they reached for Daniel
Listen,
Jones.
Tennessee's definitely, if Tennessee's the number one pick, like you said,
They reached for Daniel Jones.
I expect and assume that they're gonna draft Cam Ward.
Yes.
But the draft is April what?
24th.
So we're literally 2 months away.
Yes. Long way.
Jackson Dart's name is gonna go like white fire, boy.
We'll get next.
It's gonna get white. It's gonna get white hot.
You're gonna get the next Will Levis.
It's gonna be white hot. They could get the. I'm just saying, it's gonna be white hot, and don't be surprised if you start hearing talks of that. And here's the other team to watch out for. Here's the other team to watch out for, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just worried about the Dolphins and the Saints.
Los Angeles Rams. No, because that
they
team
might draft a quarterback too,
right? And that shifts everything. You understand what I'm saying? Because the Rams to me seem like they're trying to move up to get one of these quarterbacks.
Weird. They had a really good season last year.
They're getting out of the Matthew Stafford business.
That's weird.
I don't know why, but they're getting out. To me, it's weird. You made the wild card last season.
You gave the Eagles all they could handle in the
and then
snow.
this year you won a division wild card game, and gave the Eagles probably the most trouble out of any team in the playoffs.
At the Eagles in the snow. If it weren't for Saquon Barkley going off, they were right there. And this is a Rams team that if you're saying, oh, they didn't have that great of a record, well, they were playing with like 12 men at the beginning of the season.
So I will agree with you. I do think Cam will be number one, but I wouldn't be shocked if he's not picked number one. So, but say Cam does go number one. Number two is Cleveland. Cleveland needs a quarterback, but Kevin Stefanski doesn't have time to coach and develop a quarterback. His ass is on the foreman. They're in the Kirk Cousins business.
Ooh.
Number three is the Giants. The Giants, we know, they need a quarterback, but
seems like a perfect fit.
Pigmentation is
perfect.
Pigmentation matters.
If they take Jackson Dart over Shedeur Sanders, I'll say, Vlad, there is something wrong.
Pigmentation matters.
So and there's a lot going on.
And I think they're not going to do. I think they're in the Matthew Stafford business.
I mean, they did pick Daniel Jones over Saquon Barkley.
I believe
they paid him more money than it would cost them to resign.
I believe they're in the Matthew Stafford business.
That's not a bad business, though.
So if the man in the Matthew Stafford business and the Rams get the number 3 pick, I know who the Rams are drafting. They're drafting they're drafting either Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. They're probably going to draft Shedeur because a city like Los Angeles, his personality, all of that.
That'd be great.
Him and Sean McVay, great, cool. 4 probably Travis Hunter to New England. I forgot who 5 was because 6 is the Raiders. Now the Raiders.
The only thing that throws a kink in the whole thing is if Dion and Shedeur are making, when I say deals, they're talking to teams and saying, don't draft me. I want to play for this team.
That can happen as well. But here's the other thing. Sam Darnold's also a big piece. Sam Darnold's the prettiest quarterback out there.
Yeah, they got some pretty quarterbacks out
there.
And
like so he's gonna get money. Justin Fields is gonna get a shot somewhere. There are quarterbacks that are out there that you can sign a good veteran quarterback for not much. And you can have them start depending on what
Jameis Winston's out there.
I don't know about that. Yeah,
really?
I love Jameis, but I don't know about Jameis.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know about Jameis starting.
That's the only guy that can complete 100% of his passes in a game. Now, I'm not saying they're all to his team,
to his team or the other team,
but no drops.
How
did he throw for 7 touchdowns and they only scored 21 points? Well,
3 for him, 4 for the other team. So that's why you're looking at it this way. There are a lot of teams that are drafting early need quarterbacks, but there are some veteran quarterbacks that you can get on the cheap.
Yeah.
And that will change the mindset of many teams or how they are
going
to approach this draft.
I'm all in on the Dolphins in like the 3rd or 4th round if Dylan Gabriel from Oregon is still available.
I like that. I like that.
And then we're going to do this. People are going to stop us on the streets. Man, with the way Dylan Gabriel's practicing, we should start him over Tua. Like, oh man.
No, I like Dylan Gabriel for the Dolphins in the 3rd or 4th round.
I like a backup.
Yes, 3rd or 4th round. I like that.
Don't know if he's going to fall that deep, but we'll see. Up next, gonna do a little something or nothing here on 560 WQAM.
He lost his lady.
Speaking of Ronnie Cycli being underrated, this is an all-time underrated joint. Ghostface Killer. Share the Ghostface. Bro, I've seen him.
Knowledge rules supreme over nearly everyone. It's coming down to Lincoln Brewery. KRS-One.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yes,
Someone was
sir.
talking about-
I was me. Been telling you that for the last month.
Somebody was telling me. I don't know. Some people. I talk to so many people, but I can't even keep
Yeah,
up
man.
with myself.
You're a people person. You're the man of the world.
I try a little bit. Let's get to some. That's something right there. Are you gonna go see KRS-One?
Oh, absolutely, man.
I got some stuff on my plate, man.
Teacher? I'm definitely gonna see him.
Oh, Vampire Weekend is coming, but I think I'm gonna be on vacation that week. Vampire Weekend's on my bucket list, man. Them, Rage Against the Machine, and there was one other band that was on my bucket list, but apparently I can't remember them right now. But Vampire Weekend, Rage Against the Machine, and I can't remember the other one, but I got a bunch of them now, man. I've talked myself into Violent Femmes, J Balvin in the same week. Talk about the spectrum, man. You got a all-time great indie rock band and J Balvin, all-time great reggaeton artist. And then I'm going to see Peter, Bjorn, and John at Zay. I think it's in May. Yeah, Peter, Bjorn, and John, they're still around. The Whistle song.
Nice, bro.
I know, man. Got to do stuff on the weekends sometimes. I don't get a lot of free time in my
Gotta
life.
live your life, baby.
But I mean, somebody asked me, they're like, "Oh, you've been living it up." I'm like, man, every night I'm living it up.
What living it up for us is actually getting a night's sleep.
Yeah, I know. Like,
that's what living it up for us is.
heaven forbid I have an event canceled. It's like a ticker tape
Oh, my
parade, man. I
God.
don't know what to do with myself. Like, holy goodness.
Yo, fam, you know how it's funny that you said that. So remember I told you I was supposed to go to the concert last week and they canceled it like 90 minutes right before I was.
That's dirty. Did anything
I
else?
was so happy, I ain't gonna
Oh,
hold you.
Sure.
Cause I'm like, you getting ready, you frantic, you're running around, you got to make sure your hair is good, clothes, you get a haircut, your clothes fit, the whole nine. And then I'm on the way to the barber, and then it's like, yeah, I get an email. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, this concert just canceled.
Yeah.
90 minutes right before it begins.
For me, and I get caught doing this all the time. Like, I'll be talking to Big Lynn like I do every day, and I'm like, she's like, "Are you off work?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm off work." She's like, "Oh, you don't have anything to do?" I go, "Oh, no, I consider off work only having to go to one of my jobs. That's off of work for me."
Shout out to your mom.
She representing. She was all over Bourbon Street and everything, doing it all.
Oh, did she enjoy the Super Bowl week?
She said it was the best time ever in New Orleans.
Oh,
ever.
really?
Ever.
She participated in some of the festivities.
Oh man, she was drunk on Bourbon Street. Yeah, she was doing that.
Oh, I'm good for you, mom.
Well, she said it was the cleanest the city's ever been. It was the most policed of the city, the safest
Absolutely.
the city's ever been. The weather was fantastic. She said everyone was super nice. Everyone was having a good time.
What is it about your city, though?
Is who we
What
are,
is
man.
it? What is it about New Orleans? And I've been there many times.
It's our culture, man.
And I know it's the culture, but as somebody who was born and raised, why is it like one of the most ideal places to have big sporting events?
Oh,
and it's only those four. Like, you're not moving out of those 4 blocks.
Right. That's the thing that makes it. That's what I think. Miami, first of all, Super Bowl week is great everywhere, but Miami, it's great, but Miami, South Florida is so spread out. So you might have people in Broward, you might have people in South Beach, you might have people, Weston. New Orleans, literally everyone is staying in a square mile area because it's a small city, and all the hotels and all the industry is in a very small compact area, which would be the French Quarter and the Central Business District. So you're really all together in it at the same time. And then there's just nothing but food and drinks and Cajun culture. It's wild, man. And if you've never been to New Orleans, you should and I'm not just saying that because born and raised and I love it, but you should definitely go. It is one of those cities that, as they always say, it's the only city that you don't live in. It lives in you. So it's one of those great places. It's a lot like Europe, somewhat like Europe. It's an interesting place, man.
Shout out to because
if you see any youngins that look like me, just keep walking.
They
man.
host the Final Fours. They host Super Bowls. They're gonna host WrestleMania next year.
I saw that
for the
WrestleMania.
3rd time in like 12 years.
That's interesting.
That's wild, bro.
That is very interesting.
Like y'all did 30. You guys got 34, which is like 4 years
Wow.
after the fact, and then now you got 42.
How does WrestleMania work? Do you bid on it, or do they pick where they want to go? Or
I
how does that
think
work?
cities are now starting to bid on it. Yeah, because
and that's 2 days. Isn't
it's not even. Well, the event's 2 days, but you're talking about a whole week.
Oh wow,
you know what I'm saying? You're talking about a whole week.
Man,
it's like 7 days, but the actual event is 2 days. But yeah, man,
that's crazy. I've never been to WrestleMania. I've been to some wrestling events.
Nah, I need to go. I'm trying to go to The one this year.
Okay. Let me know.
In Vegas.
That's gonna be.
Guess on what weekend?
I mean, it's probably the fourth. What do you call it? When the worst weekend to go to Vegas? March Madness.
Best weekend to go to Vegas.
March Madness.
420.
Oh, legalize it. And Peter Tosh going and legalize it. Don't criticize it. We got you, Peter. We got you. I mean, posthumously, but we got you.
Yeah. So and shout out to the NO, man.
Oh,
And
represent.
maybe the Dolphins might be there next season.
Well,
They'll be in Santa
hopefully-
Clara. They'll be in Santa Clara.
They're gonna be real far away from the Super
Maybe
Bowl.
maybe the Dolphins will be in Santa Clara next season. Hopefully,
That'll be a nice trip.
At least for the people down here, not me.
Yeah.
I want my Jets to go, but but we were talking about the Dolphins.
Well, you know what they say.
Right. Well,
do in one hand and then in the other and see
You
which
poop
one's
down
goes first. I'm not high on the Jets this year, Vlad.
I'm not high on the
Jets.
Jets neither. But are you high on the Dolphins?
Yes, of course.
What makes you so high on the Dolphins?
Because they're going to draft right and everybody's going to get healthy and they're going to win.
Haven't you heard that story before?
That's what I stick to. I stick to my story.
So you like sticking to that story when you got it. Sometimes you got to get off that hill, bro.
And the Saints too. They're going to be awesome because now they got Kellen Moore, who knows what he's doing, and they're going to be awesome.
Funny thing, I'm happy you brought that up.
Poor Anthony Weaver.
Not even
Strung
Anthony Weaver.
along.
Nah. Let me ask you a
I really
question.
like you.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Will you feel a way if you hired me first as your, you were the head guy and you hired me first, and then, things didn't work out, or I left to get a better gig, and then you got fired from your gig, and then now I'm hiring you to be under me?
That'd be weird.
Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
And Brandon Staley.
I saw that.
Dude, he was Staley's offensive coordinator at the Chargers when the Chargers.
Let me throw you a bone.
Let me throw you a bone. So was Kellen Moore the guy that was going for it on all the fourth downs?
No, man.
It was Brandon Staley, right?
Brandon Staley
that's your offensive coordinator. Now that Kellen Moore's the head coach, Brandon Staley's the defensive coordinator of the Saints. So it's always good to know people. But it's kind of weird. I ain't gonna lie. If I'm Brandon Staley,
That's weird.
I kind of
student becomes a teacher, and the teacher's a student. Yeah, man. Let's get to some quick something or nothing. Dirk Nowitzki's disappointed in the Luka trade. Not very happy with the Mavericks. Something or nothing.
It's something when your
legend,
greatest player in your franchise history, lets you know that the player that he was hoping to replace him as the greatest player in franchise history is no longer with you.
Did you ever think you'd see the day where Kansas basketball was kind of basura? They got beat by BYU 91-57 the other day. They're now number 23 in the nation. They play Oklahoma State at 4 p.m. today. Is that something or nothing?
Nothing, because Kansas is one of the blue bloods, and if they start playing well, they win the Big 12 tournament or win the or get to the Final Four. Nobody's going to think about how bad their season was.
Very true. Do you know who Chloe Bailey is?
Yes.
Woo! As of 4 hours ago, I didn't know who she was.
You didn't
I
know?
know who she is now. My goodness, where have I been?
I don't know.
Well, she's being sued for exploiting songwriters for $15 million. Something or nothing.
Why was she?
She's exploiting songwriters in her career. She's a singer, actress, whatever. She does it all.
She does it all, but I don't know why.
mean,
No, she's suing for failing to appropriately credit or compensate songwriter.
Man,
it's nothing, bro.
Take me to court. Chloe Bailey. What's up with the name Chloe?
I've never met an ugly Chloe.
I've never met an ugly Chloe.
There's certain names of ladies that I've never met an ugly version of that person, not
like Chloe Kravitz was one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. I met her.
But even Chloe, what's the name? Savine.
She's awesome. Huh? Have you seen Gumo? Goodness gracious. What's up with Chloe? Do you have to get it approved? That's what I'm asking, because you maybe you're not the hottest ticket in town, and your husband or wife isn't the hottest ticket in town.
I've never met an ugly Haley or Hallie.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, Dan, I'm sorry. Maybe you might have met an ugly.
I've met a lot of Haleys in my
life. All
life.
right. I've never met.
There's not a lot of Haleys down here. There's not a lot of Chloe's, but yeah, Chloe's a very, very.
Chloe's a guy. Yeah, it's a nice.
And I know you're glad this one's probably a big deal. Valletta Wallace has passed away at
7
years
and that's
old.
big, bro. Come on, man. That's Biggie's mom, man. Rest in peace.
That was her only child too.
Wow, man.
That's tough. But what a great advocacy that she went on after the death of Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah.
Nonviolence and everything like that. It's just great.
Yeah, man. Recipes. You know.
I almost hate telling you this next story because it does not go along with that. A Brazilian woman was rushed to the hospital after her IUD came loose during a rough little get-together with a guy.
He knocked it out.
I'd be feeling good if I was him, bro.
Yo, that's absolute big something, man. What are you talking about?
I'll pay that bill. I'll pay that bill.
Oh, I'm peacocking with my chest out. Like, yo.
Oh, hey, I need to pay for her medical problems.
Oh,
do you know why? Because I knocked the IUD out of her.
I put in work and watch me escalate. Come on, man.
How much? It doesn't matter. Here's my card. Can you pay for that in a credit card or do you need to pay cash?
Nah, B. Yo, my man, I'm gonna give him he goes back to the pub or the bar or the club. He's not buying a drink at all.
I'm buying him a drink.
I'm buying him drinks.
Whatever he's doing, I'm taking notes. I'm serious. Like, I don't care. When I say like just in life.
No, you know.
Well, you take a walk every morning? Okay, for how long? Okay.
This is why I love our audience. They keep us, they keep us fair and balanced. RVA Richie's right. Peacock and party, you don't have a kid. That kind of set everything in balance right there, RVA Richie. You're right. You're right. That might not be a deposit you want to make.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Last but not least, a woman has gone online to give advice on how to get over your ex. Surprise, surprise. Leave them alone and stop checking on them.
That's nothing.
That's dirty. I try to be a nice guy sometimes, at least in the past. And your ex-girl calls you up and you don't want to just ignore, but you don't really want to talk to her, but you try to be nice and they start boo-hooing to you and you're fighting to be like, I don't give a damn anymore.
Do you ever give them like the short answers to like get off the phone?
Yeah. Oh, I do that a lot. Like, okay. Oh, that's tough.
And then do you ever get asked, why are you giving me so short answers?
Yeah, I give you a very simple answer. I'm not your boyfriend anymore.
Yo, fam, I'm not your mom. I'm not your man's anymore. Like,
and 9 out of 10 times they break up with you. Why are you calling me?
Yeah,
I'm so stressed. Good for you. I mean, I'm trying to be nice. Oh, yeah. Life gets stressful sometimes. It sounds like you don't care. See, that's your problem. No, my problem is I'm on the phone with my ex that I don't care about anymore. That's my problem. Is that right? Vlad, are you good about it? Do you turn the page or do you let it linger a little bit?
What?
Whenever you break up with a girl or a girl breaks up with you.
I go through my turmoil.
Yeah, I think we
might
all
go through a whole phase.
I think we all, we try to act tough, but sometimes you do answer that phone or you text back, or sometimes maybe you initiate the text.
All right. First of all, it all depends. You want one last go around. Absolutely. So
that's what keeps you going.
You just want that one last go around because it's that, it might be that breakup loving. You know what I mean? Well, it's not even loving, it's just breakup.
Knocking some IUDs out.
Breakup intercourse. But depending on how the breakup was, if you're not at fault, you felt a certain way, yeah. Because you already know what you want to do. You want to upgrade. You want to make sure, like, I moved past you and, upgraded. And that's what you want to showcase. But never, let's be real, man. We're men. We get sad. We get emotional.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I was good though. One time in college, she was, we were all friends kind of, and she came to go to a concert with my roommate and a group of friends. And I made sure not to be at the apartment when she got there. And they were like, yeah, she was wondering where you were, hoping you'd be here. I was like, yeah, that was on purpose. I just nipped it in the butt, cut it out. No need.
Well, you know what's going to be nipped in the bud? They're showing in another hour.
You know what? Stick around. No,
I'm sticking around for
1 more hour.
Yeah, I'll stick around for another hour.
It's 560 WQAM.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Let's nobody freak out. Nobody freak out. The Marlins are down 1-0 in the bottom of the fifth in their first spring training game against the Cardinals. Cardinals have 1 hit and 1 run. So someone must have hit a dong.
Yo, he called had me dying.
What's going on?
He's saying Vlad is lady killer, the expert about excuses. He said Vlad don't get hurt. He's immortal and fakes his age. I'm a Vlad fire now? I'm a vampire. I'm sorry for all your loves and watch them age. Remember me. You know, I guess Vlad,
Whoa.
the Impaler. I get it.
There's some interesting pictures of Chloe Bailey.
She's a beautiful young lady. I think she has a sister too.
Man,
that's
wish I
also
could wear
yeah.
all
Hey, I told you. That's what I'm saying. Have you ever met? Have you seen her sister Hallie?
Is she with Kendrick Lamar?
No.
Somebody said Kendrick
No,
Lamar's
no,
crush.
no,
He had
no.
the crush. He had a crush on her.
Might have had a crush on her, but
she's not
yeah.
like that. She's not like that. She's not like that. Is that her and her sister?
Yeah, that's her
Oh,
sister.
I don't know which one I like more.
I told you.
Yeah, there they are. I don't know which one's which either. Okay, I think okay. Oh, this is the younger. Wow.
She's only 2 years younger. Beautiful ladies, man. Shout out to them. Shout out to Courtney and Doug, their parents.
I get distracted a lot very easily.
Yeah.
Whichever one is this, I'd have to show you. Man. Okay, so the Marlins are down. I gotta change.
Marlins down 6-0.
1-0, but okay.
Oh, 1-0. Oh, wait. What game am I watching?
You-
it might
yeah,
be the
you've been all
Yankees
over-
game.
you've been
It
all
might be
over
the
the
Yankees
scores
game
today,
Yeah, I'm
man.
looking at. No, St. Louis is up 6-0 on the Marlins. End of the 6th.
Wow, they scored that quickly.
Yeah,
that
you
fast?
need to refresh your computer.
Still says 1-0.
I know. Come on, man.
I mean, where else am I supposed to? What else am I supposed to look at?
I don't know. I don't know what
Can
you're
we,
looking
can we
at.
call Mark Hawkman? I know he's at the game, so we can.
Hawk went to the game?
Yeah,
He's probably eating ice cream.
he would probably do that. He's into that stuff.
He's into that stuff.
And the Cardinals website says 1-0 also.
6-0. I could tell you what's happened so far.
I mean, is it on? Do we have spring training baseball on ESPN? How are the Canes doing? Because I can never seem to get that.
Nah, I'm not helping you. I can't do the Canes. I'm not doing Canes college basketball. I mean college baseball.
MLB 6-0. There you go.
Yeah,
Top of the seventh.
top of the 7th, 6-0. Can't you wait, man? Baseball, baby, it's coming back.
I am, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm stoked, bro. Like
Ameri-
for all the people,
America's pastime.
For people that want to make jokes and stuff, this is not a joke. I am super stoked. Maybe not for the product the Marlins are going to put on the field, but to go to the games and enjoy, I am excited. It's an exciting day. Inter Miami, they get things kicked off at 7:30 tonight against a very formidable opponent in NYCFC. You got the new coach, Javier Mascherano, who doesn't have that much experience coaching, but if Messi likes you, thumbs up. They said they used AI to figure out who the best coach was. AI is also known as asking Lionel Messi what he wants. I remember Daniel Solana, he sidestepped that when I was like, you mean Lionel Messi, not AI? He goes, no, it's AI. I was like, you really think if AI came up with someone Messi didn't like, that they would go with, they'd go against Messi? No. Like Jimmy Butler, man.
Well, it's the 30th year of MLS.
That is true. It's only the 5th year of Inter Miami, though. So before Inter Miami, I was a Portland Timbers fan. Well, not to get too deep into that, but yeah. So it's exciting, man. It's exciting. Ace Frehley going to be in town tonight, man. You know who Ace Frehley is, Vlad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I don't have to tell you who he is then. But he'll be at the Dania Beach Casino. So
he's performing there?
Yeah. They got some spots, man.
I know, but I'm
one of our guys, Mike, over at Duffy's, he comes by sometimes. He listens all the time. He works for the Parks, and I think either Broward or Miami-Dade. I don't know which one, but he says it's a gold mine over there at the Dania Beach Casino. He loves going to shows there. You never know, man. You got to have your spots. I'm trying to think if I ever had a spot. No, I was never that lucky. Okay. Nonetheless, let's get to some quick headlines. We're kind of running behind a little bit right here. Tyreek Hill, he posted a message on Instagram yesterday with his injured wrist heavily wrapped. We don't know if he had surgery, if it was for protection, if he was trolling. We don't know. The Heat, they got an overtime win over the Raptors, 121-11 in overtime last night. Next up, the Bucks, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. You and I, Vlad, are working an extra 45 minutes tomorrow from noon to 4:45, leading in to preheat for that Bucks game.
Yes, sir.
If they can get the win there, hopefully, You won the first 2 games of the
And then
road
what?
trip.
One more game on the trip. It's to Atlanta, right?
Right.
And then you're back home
for a
for
lot of games.
Let's look at these games. I know New York, Washington is one of the games. I think Washington's the first game of the homestand, maybe Friday night. Then you get the Knicks on Sunday evening at 6 p.m. We'll be on again till 4:45 for that game. And then, yeah, it gets a little. I mean, you get home cooking, but you get some good teams coming to Kaseya Center. You're gonna get some good teams coming to Kaseya Center.
Are you gonna go to the Knicks game?
Absolutely, I already got the tickets.
Oh, you got tickets. Okay, good.
Yeah,
I was gonna pull some strings.
Oh, really? Oh,
no,
look at you.
I mean, I could.
You gonna get me floor seats?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay,
man.
okay.
You want to sit in the locker room too? Well, yeah.
No, I've been to NBA locker rooms.
They're nice.
NBA locker rooms are better than other
the
teams.
Dolphins locker room is awesome.
No, Dolphins locker room. Listen, every home we have the benefit of covering the home teams. So we're always going to their arena. So their locker room is going to be better than the road team's locker room. Road team locker room always looks like a closet.
That's what it is. It's a janitor's closet.
It's like a closet.
Don't make yourself at home.
It's like a closet that has a room that you can maybe take the guys in, and then maybe has a working shower.
They like purposely make it out of cinder blocks, and like it's just cold, man. Well, you might be going to the basketball game tonight. You have nothing else to do. Canes.
It's a toss-up right now between Canes and Panthers.
It's not a bad day. The Canes baseball team underway right now against Princeton. It's always a good 1-2 punch. You go to the 2:00 baseball game, then you just go roll into the basketball
that's
game.
if I was already around Coral Gables at around noon. I'm not gonna go there like at 4:45 because that means people are still at the game for the baseball game and going to the basketball game.
That's a nice little 1-2 punch. Tire the kids out, get them home, they go to bed early.
Yeah.
Inter Miami, they open against NYCFC. That's a 7:30 kick tonight. I got to try to find somewhere to watch that game tonight, man.
Why don't you go?
That's true. I got a credential. I actually have like 3 emails from Inter Miami asking me where I'm at. So
you better be going.
I probably should go because they take attendance at those things.
Okay. So
they do take attendance.
So here's the Heat's schedule. It's a 3-game road trip. So Sunday, tomorrow night, Milwaukee, 6 p.m. Then Monday at Atlanta, and it's a home and home with Atlanta because they play them Wednesday, Friday night against Indiana. They in the month of February.
Sneaky team.
And then you have a back-to-back home game between the Knicks and the Wizards.
We got the Wizards.
You should have the Wizards. Then you go on the road to Cleveland. That's going to be a Merc City.
I mean, they won by 40 last night.
And that's against the third best, and that's the third best team in the Eastern Conference. They beat by 40. And then you got Minnesota.
That's
Ant-Man. Chicago.
You saw Ant-Man got into it with a fan last night.
Ant-Man always gets into it.
That's what I was like.
love him.
Why is it a highlight? Because he always, I mean, like,
I love it. I love it. Minnesota, Chicago, Charlotte. Those are 3 winnable games. Clippers, that's tough.
Charlotte beat the Lakers the other night.
Boston's gonna come in. We saw what happened last time, Boston game. And then you have a quick 2-game road trip to Memphis and New York, and then
what about
Detroit, Houston, Charlotte, and then Tuesday night, March 25th.
I'm ready. Hot crowd.
That's the night. Yeah.
Hot crowd. What? Hot crowd as the Golden State Warriors come down. As if Golden State wasn't already extremely popular and people want to see Steph Curry and Draymond.
Dude, you guys are playing the Wizards a lot at the end of the year,
Eastern Conference, baby. That's what we do.
What the hell, man?
That's what we do. Wish we could get the Pelicans more often. That would be nice.
You do get the Pelicans.
One more time. Second to last game of the year.
Second to last game of the year. Yes.
Want to road trip it? We'll think about it.
You know what? Let's think about it.
It's in April, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I need to go get my bicycle, so that would be something.
The hell we doing on a bicycle? You bicycling? You cycling all the way to New Orleans?
No, I'm gonna go take my car, then put my bicycle in the back of my car, and then drive it back home.
It
costs a lot to ship a bike, man. I thought it was a joke. I asked like how much to box it and ship it, but without shipping, it was like $150. I was like, "What are you doing, man?"
That's tough, bro.
I know. All right. Well, that's not.
That's tough.
It's gonna cost me the same either way.
It's gonna cost you the same either way. But
might as well get a trip out of it. Yankees are allowing well-groomed beards now, so no more of the Chris Chambliss mustache.
Yeah. Did you ever hear the story of Lou Piniella?
No.
Okay.
I've never heard a Lou Piniella story.
All right. So Lou Piniella, former Yankee great, and
wasn't he the Reds coach when they?
Yes, he was the Cincinnati Reds coach, legendary Tampa Bay Ray head coach. So Lou Piniella told George Steinbrenner Sr., the boss, right? Jesus Christ had long hair and a beard. Why can't we have beards and long hair? And then the Yankee owner showed him a small pond beyond the outfield fence. You see that pond over there? Walk across the pond, and you can have a beard and long hair.
Old George.
The boss. Yo, the boss was funny, man. Boss man was funny. The boss.
Seinfeld. Come on, man.
But I mean, yeah, that was Larry David playing George Seinfeld. But yeah, that was, dude. He was about. And the thing about it is, you can't be upset with somebody who owns a company or owns a franchise and has certain rules and regulations. But you also got to evolve, like we were talking about earlier, the evolution of the game, evolution of All-Star, whatever. You got to evolve as an owner as well, or as a team. Even though you want to abide by your dad's regulations, but you also could see that maybe certain free agents, certain players that you were wanting to go to or you wanted to sign might not sign because of that rule.
Even that, like, let's get with the times, man. You can have facial hair. You're all right. Like, it's all right. With all the things that go on in a dugout, yeah, man. Look, I just want a guy for the Marlins to bat over 300 and a pitcher to win more than 10 games. Like, I don't care what they look like or how they dress or how they groom. I just need some wins. I need some dubs, man. I need some dubs. If they could win some of the games that we go to, and you and I are ending up in a lot of games this year for some reason, mainly because we like going. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. A woman, she broke up with her boyfriend after he said he wouldn't move to be closer to her. So they're kind of going through the long distance thing. She got a new boyfriend. She's now pregnant with a baby by the new boyfriend, but realizes the ex-boyfriend was actually a better fit.
Wait. I'm saying that again.
No, she broke up with a boyfriend.
She broke up with a boyfriend.
Got a new one.
And then realized the ex was better.
Got knocked up, so she's in deep. And now she really realizes.
Oh, wait. Nah. You're not doing that, ma.
What's done is done.
No. You're not gonna get knocked up by the next dude and then like fiend for me. Hell no. I'm not taking care of that kid.
She can't get any more pregnant though.
I don't want
Okay.
Okay. And people get off. I mean, people like that. Nah, I'm not doing that.
Some people do.
I'm not doing that. No, don't get it twisted. At the right time, right night, maybe. But nah, an ex, you broke up with me?
You and I have talked about this.
Dan, she broke up with him.
Yeah,
right?
Because he wouldn't move.
And then now she
misses it. She better fit.
She want that old thing back.
Well, look.
Oh, Biggie, give me one more chance.
Yeah. I wouldn't answer the phone. I'd say you got your own issues to take care of.
Nah, man, you ain't gonna be hollering at me and then belching and then with that big belly. Get out of here.
I ain't taking care of his kid.
I'm not taking care of that stepchild.
No, we'll need that package deal.
Nah, no bags. This is no luggage.
Ooh, speaking of nasty work, man, Lionel Messi had some nasty business the other night after the Sporting KC game. Wasn't really his fault though. We'll explain it next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
I'm not adopting him.
Beach.
First of all, I'd like to thank my connect.
The most important person with all due respect. Face of the duffel bag, the brown paper bag, the Nike shoe box for holding all this cash.
Okay. So there's a couple of people that you should hold above everyone else and that should hold themselves to higher standards. And our guy, Lionel Messi, one of the greatest of all times, depending on whether you think he's the best of all time, but no argument that he is one of the greatest of all time. And he's getting towards the end of his career, which, a lot of people are trying to see him while they can, because you never know when his last game or when his last day will be. Hopefully it'll be hoisting an MLS trophy at the end of the season, MLS Cup. Nonetheless, Lionel Messi kind of got pulled into a nasty situation the other night. First of all, he had to play in the 0-degree weather in Kansas City, Sporting KC, first leg of an aggregate with Sporting KC in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Lionel Messi takes care of business. It's freezing cold. The man scores a goal. They win 1-0. They got KC coming back to town Tuesday, hopefully to advance to the next round. At the end of the match, get this, Vlad, someone came up to Messi and wanted his jersey.
Okay.
That's cool, right? Nothing wrong with that, right?
Nah.
Except it was one of the referees.
Whoa.
One of the referees that was reffing the game.
Nah, you got it. Nah.
No, you're not the only one.
Nah.
Hold your tongue.
Nah.
Alejandro Morena, who is a great analyst on ESPN.
Oh, yeah. I like him.
You're gonna agree.
I like him.
You're gonna agree. Go ahead. You're gonna agree.
I suppose we should just touch on the fact that happened at the end of the game. Any thoughts on the referee asking for Messi's jersey?
I have enough of a problem with players that actually are acting like fanboys following games against Lionel Messi. Not only do they want the jersey, they want a picture, they want him to sign the jersey. That in itself has already got me going when it comes to Lionel Messi. The referee asking for a jersey takes that to an entirely different level. The one word that I thought of when this came up, embarrassing. It's just embarrassing. Where has being a professional gone? Level of professionalism. Now, I understand that you may have respect for players, and I think it's good for referees to have a respect for a player and appreciation for players, because then I think players will respect the referee. But this is not respect. This is admiration. This is fanboy. And you cannot be a fan of the player that you're refereeing. You cannot. You simply cannot. Think about the perspective of Sporting Kansas City players, coaches, front office, fans. What are they supposed to think? Huh? If you are a fanboy of this specific player and you just had a match against this player and the referee feels like he has to go out of his way to ask for the jersey, you already know that Messi probably going to get preferential treatment. But this is confirmation of it all. Confirmation of it all. And this referee, Marco Antonio Ortiz Navas, cannot possibly be allowed to referee any other Inter Miami game in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. That cannot happen. This is embarrassing enough.
Do you guys feel the same?
Absolutely. I don't think you took it far enough.
Oh, okay.
I love Thomas. I love Steve McNichol, man. He like, absolutely.
Took it far. You took it easy on him.
I don't think you took it far enough. No, that's nasty. Yo, fam,
I'd be
that's the nastiest of works.
Yeah.
That's the nastiest of work.
I don't think it took it far enough. They should kick him out. The referee should be out of the league.
Dog, that's you know how we like to say when somebody really goes hard for somebody, they glazing.
Yeah.
This is like nasty glaze. You ask them if I'm the opposition and I felt like I was getting screwed out of calls, I will know why. You can't do that. You can't do that in the public.
It's not just Sporting Kansas City that should be upset.
It's the whole league.
The whole league should be upset.
Now, anything that happens,
any call, anything.
Now, I'm not even gonna shoot him any bill. I'm not gonna shoot the referee.
No, you gotta know.
Because I was about to say maybe because it's a
CONCACAF and
yeah,
not MLS.
Right. Maybe because then he might not be able to. But no, bro, that's something you do afterwards. You don't do that in front of everyone. That's nasty work.
Yeah, I can understand. You probably wouldn't, but yeah, maybe having someone else go and back or get the jersey. But that, if it's not a written rule, it's definitely an unwritten rule.
It's the unwrittenness of the rules.
I mean, I'm hoping it's written in the guidebook. You can't go around asking players for cleats and jerseys.
Especially that player.
That guy too. Yeah, it's just further confirmation. And like you said, he's gonna get calls. We all know that. But holy goodness,
that would be the equivalent of
Has he lost his?
Hold on. That would be the equivalent of give me an NBA referee. What's the guy that everybody hates?
Joe Crawford?
No, not the back in the days. Scott Foster.
Scott Foster, okay, yeah.
That would be like Scott Foster asking LeBron James for his Laker jersey
after a game on the court.
Like after his game on the court, like knowing that this is LeBron's last season. I don't care if it's LeBron's last season. Don't ask me for a jersey.
No,
you are supposed to be the most fair and objective of all. You're the ref. You have no side. You have no pull in this game, unless you're Tim Hadani. But you have no pull in this game, and all of a sudden now you're gonna ask for a jersey.
I like how Alejandro Morena is old school too. I don't like it that players kind of fanboy and look at him like that. He's like, I'm coming to get you. We're gonna play some soccer,
right?
Man.
People don't like. Okay, so people were saying in the chat on YouTube and Twitch, and it's like the jersey swap. But at least I can,
those are players.
Those are players after they play each other. By the way, I think it's so not hygienic, but
they wash it.
Well, why couldn't you just get me a regular jersey? Why do I have to get the worn jersey?
Resale value. No, I'm kidding.
Like I don't want. By the way, it's not like I'm gonna take this worn jersey and put it in a frame. If I'm gonna watch it, then you could have just given me a new jersey.
Yeah, that's true too. So you do have to pretty much just frame it dirty.
Yeah, you pretty much are framing it dirty because it made no sense. But nonetheless, you cannot ask a player for his jersey.
No. Two players asking each other after doing battle on the pitch or the field or the court, that's understandable. They're combatants. Somebody that's supposed to be fair, unbiased, and above all that, where did he think that was even an idea? Like, where did he even get that stupid idea? Because, that's just dumb. I'd be infuriated. And it has to happen to Messi. And poor Messi, he gets pulled into this. He didn't do anything wrong other than be one of the greatest of all time and have some dope head as a referee.
And that's the nastiness. Like this is probably a headache for him that he didn't even need. He didn't even
want or need.
He doesn't know. He doesn't have any clue about it, and he's now involved in some controversy.
Let's compile how stupid that was. Number one, you're a referee. You're supposed to be above it. You're supposed to be non-biased. You're not supposed to take favorites. You're supposed to play it right down the middle. It was also 0 degrees outside, dumbass. Oh, can I have your shirt? What is wrong with you? Are you mentally challenged? You think Messi was wanting to hang around out on the pitch afterwards? No.
In the cold? You think he want to take off that jersey in that cold?
Hey, can I have your shirt? You got to shoot your shot.
You want that frigid shirt? Get out of here, man.
They should fire. I'm not even being joking. They should fire him.
No, he should be. Absolutely. He should never be able to official. He can't even official Little League.
That's why they were saying when Alejandro Morena said he should never be able to official.
No, he can't official. He can't even official at the Town Gate Park that, where there be games and some good games too.
And that's
you can't do that.
That's what I say. I don't think you took it far enough. You have to be fired. I'm sorry. If you do something asinine at your job, whatever it is,
wow, you
really
should
be fired.
He really did that.
But if you did something absolutely crazy right now that just was unforgivable, you should be fired.
Yeah.
That's why this guy
absolutely.
It's infuriating. But now that's the thing. Now it's gonna not overly but if this were in Europe or La Liga or Premier League,
it would have never happened.
It would have been. But if it would have happened, it'd be an outrage. Luckily, it's MLS.
The fans might do bad things to the refs.
But now all I think now is anytime there's calls, anytime there's something like
forget it. For the rest of that tournament, forget it.
Inter Miami's favored.
When they play again, Tuesday night.
Tuesday nights in the CONCACAF, yeah.
Okay, Tuesday night, and that's why that game might be on some of
that's going to be an FS2 game.
That FS2 game. Okay, I'm gonna watch that game very, very closely.
I can't wait to hear the analysis,
just to see, Now I want to see if those referees are not going to give Inter Miami calls because they don't want to be
kind of like Kansas City and the Eagles in the Super Bowl. You can kind of tell, like, if it's a 50-50 call, let's go in the Eagles' way, baby. Not close.
Yeah,
of course, the Eagles took it out of their hands.
There was no 50-50 call today.
There was a couple early ones, but yeah.
It wasn't critical, but yeah, this is nasty work. That referee should be fired. He should not be able to coach. Officiate any important international games, domestic games, just at all.
Because even if he were able to referee fairly and justly, the perception
you got that's staying on your jacket. Yo, you know what that is? That's like That's like a ketchup stain on a chinchilla,
On a
on a
white shirt.
chinchilla
Yeah,
fur.
yeah.
It's not getting out, man.
It's not coming out.
It's not coming out.
You can bleach it as much as you want. You can do whatever you want.
It's not
staying
coming
there.
out. That alpaca is ruined.
That's done.
It's a ruin. That alpaca is done, so.
We're almost done, Zo. We'll come back one more segment. It's 560 WQAM. Finishing things out here on 560 WQAM with Michael Jose Vladimir Lewis. I am Dan Day. Sports are back, baby. It's happening right now. Marlins back in action. Spring training not going so good so far. Cardinals whooping up on them. That's okay. MLS play begins with Inter Miami tonight. You also get the Panthers back in action coming off the Four Nations Cup playoffs or face-off. The Heat, they played last night. They played tomorrow night. They play Monday night. It's the home
3 out of
stretch.
4, huh?
Yeah, but they got the big win last night.
No,
There's an
I'm just
overtime
saying,
game.
yeah, but at the gate, you got 3 games in 4 nights. That's,
Canes basketball, Canes
That's tough.
baseball.
No, we're back. We're back. People,
Oh, it's 6-5 in the Cardinals-Marlins game.
all right, look at the Marlins making a comeback in exhibition games. I love it.
Those kids have no quit.
No quit, especially in spring training. No, listen, it's great. We're gonna go. We're in a second step right now of the year of the sports calendar. To me, at least that's how I look at it. Because now we're gonna go straight basketball. We just finished football. Now we're gonna go straight into basketball, hockey, postseason, March Madness, and then right into opening day of baseball.
Even more good news: Miami Hurricanes Jake Ogden hit a salami dog.
Okay. What's the score now?
They've scored at least 4.
You're an idiot. I hate you.
I can only state
well, you are stating the obvious, yeah, Captain Obvious. Yeah,
it's just so hard for me to find these scores.
Jeez, so just go on your Twitter, man. Somebody's
That's
always
where
up
I'm
there.
at.
Oh, that's bad.
Miami just let me know that they hit a salami dog. That's it. Live,
But we're
update.
back in sports, baby. I love it.
Let's see if this is a real live update, because it's not. It's 5-2 Miami. Well, 5-2. Yeah, 5-2 right now. Bottom of the third. Goodness gracious. Okay, so 5-2 salami dogs. Yep, baseball's back. Football's back. Nah,
No, football.
Well, soccer.
Football. Well, football is back. Football will be back very shortly. Don't forget, we have 2 more weeks until free agency starts March 10th. By the way, here's another thing I hate.
We got the combine next week.
We got the combine next week, and then the following week, the new calendar year begins. Here's another term I hate in sports, Dan. You know that March 10th is the first day of free agency, right?
Okay.
But they call it legalized tampering.
Okay. That's a terrible term.
How can it be? How can tampering be legal? Legal tampering.
Yeah, it's kind of an
no. It's
oxymoron.
not legal tampering. It's negotiation.
It's an oxymoron, because tampering would have a negative connotation to it, with meaning that you're doing something wrong,
Right.
While legalized would mean that it's okay.
No, it's just called negotiations.
Yeah.
But why do they have to use the term legal
It
legal
sounds
tampering?
sinister.
It does. It sounds like ooh, It's something like sinister but cool. No, it's not. It's just negotiations. What are we talking about here?
And it also sounds like they know that there's tampering, but they just allow it during a certain period. It's like the Hunger Games. Weird. Basketball does a lot of weird things. The NBA is very strange sometimes.
What do you mean?
Well, like, players, what do you call it? Load management, and the All-Star game has 3 games instead of just 1 game.
Yeah. What if your girl told you she had a load management night?
Well,
that's crazy.
They call that Tuesday.
Oh, my bad, bro. It's all right.
No, I mean, no, whatever. Somebody's got load management.
Yeah, well, there's a magazine and lotion.
Oh, trying to make jokes and made a joke. Oh goodness, what are you doing, Vlad? You had the rest of the afternoon off. It's starting to look rainy outside.
Dude, an hour ago I was like, oh my god, it's looking nice outside. And we got the afternoon, but I have no plans. Now it's starting to look like clouds are coming in.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm probably just gonna lay low.
I'm probably gonna watch basketball.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch. Oh, well, I gotta find a place to watch this Inter Miami game. That's what I might do.
Well, you do have a place to watch Inter Miami.
I do?
At Chase Stadium.
Yeah,
where Inter Miami
I
plays.
keep forgetting that I have the ultimate.
You do have a credential.
Ultimate remote to go and watch the game, which is actually going to see it in person, instead of walking around my neighborhood and trying to find a bar/restaurant that has it.
You're Richie, stupid. He said I'm heading to a coffin.
I'm heading to a coffin?
Yeah, I'm Dracula. I'm going to go.
Oh, yeah. You got some issues today.
Yeah, I'm Dracula. I'm going to a coffin. That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to try to keep an eye on everything today. I think, we got a little bit of time. So we're going to keep an eye on all the basketball games and the Canes. Let's see what they can do against Virginia Tech. And the baseball team looks to be doing good. And the Marlins are off to a fast start. And what's the over-under? Messi gets a goal tonight. I think he gets one.
I definitely think him and Suarez get a goal. I also think that the Panthers, this is going to be, if they win this game, I'm going to be very impressed.
I'm impressed.
Like you said
These
earlier.
next 3 games, I'm going to be keeping an eye on the Panthers.
Because the Edmonton rematch.
Everybody's going to be watching that one.
I don't like the fact that our guy's hurt.
Yeah, Matthew Tkachuk. You don't know. I mean, he was kind of wobbly and a week
Kind
ago.
of wobbly?
Well,
bro.
A week ago. He tried to go back in Thursday night and they wouldn't let him.
They said the only way he was going to be back on the ice if there was a power play chance.
Yeah, look. Let's this Four Nations face-off is cool, but it is an exhibition. Like let's not forget that at the end of the day. Thank you for, maybe not putting him back out there, and obviously he's hurt. So, but yeah, the Panthers had more players than any team competing in the Four Nations face-off. It's going to be interesting to see if they're dragging a little bit, if they're low. Hopefully they can find a way, but that's one of my lesser worries for the simple fact that, Paul Maurice and those guys, they're weathered, they're tested, they're going to be all right. They're going to find a way. And they have a trade deadline coming up too, also, Vlad, in the NHL. And you expect, like last year, making some big moves.
Do their trade deadline late.
Man, hockey's the wild, wild west. Dude.
Like they just say, yeah, I'm coming to join your team for 10 games. Wait, what? Do I don't even know your name yet?
Yeah, we got some good guys last year at the trade deadline too. So it really fortified our championship run. So excited about that. Like I said, the Heat, we got a couple of games coming up. We don't forget tomorrow we're going to be on for an extra 45 minutes, and then the Heat are back on Monday, and then they got a couple of stretches, and everyone's looking for March 25th when Jimmy comes to town. I wouldn't say I would stand up and cheer him, but I'm not going to boo him. And like I said earlier, I don't know of anything good coming of booing Jimmy Butler other than maybe you exercise some demons by doing that. But I don't think it's not in bad taste. I just don't see the need to boo an individual or a player, really. I rarely do that. I don't think I do it ever. To players, referees, maybe, but as we know, referees, they got their own issues. Asking Messi for his jersey in 0-degree weather, goodness,
that's a lack of tact.
That's a lack of knowledge.
That's a lack of class,
of IQ.
And then you're talking about who's, I'm not the esteemed student of class, but geez, like there's just some things you just don't do, man.
Yeah, no,
that's just some things you just don't do.
I was going to say something inappropriate, but
it's just
totally
the things you just.
I had a filter. I knew better than to say what was going through my head.
I'm happy that you did. I'm happy. I don't want to get kicked out
because it was going to be a doozy too. that comparison can wait. That can be off the air comparison. We got people texting in, tweeting in, going crazy.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to think about what you might have just said.
You're not going to hip hop brunch. It's too much.
Oh, thanks, Heat Coat. We have a cult following.
Good. That's what I like.
I like that. I'm not David Koresh, though.
No. That name is forever scarred. There's a couple names that go down with very, very, very negative connotations. David Koresh is one of them for a lot of reasons. What about Jim Jones? Are you Jim Jones?
Which Jim Jones?
That's Drink the Kool-Aid, French Guiana.
Oh, the only Jim Jones I respect is from Harlem, or maybe from the Bronx. But I don't know, depending on what Cam says. But Jim Jones. Capo!
Go. Even Jim Jones.
I know what Jim Jones you're talking about, but I'm telling you, the only Jim Jones I know is from Harlem.
Okay, the American rapper.
Yes.
Is that the original? What do you call him?
I'm gonna play one of his songs tomorrow.
I might have actually gotten Jim Jones. No, there he is. Jim Jones. Yeah, cult leader, American cult leader, French Guiana, People's Temple.
Yeah, I follow.
Jim Jones. Is that the original Scarface?
Huh?
Is that the original Scarface?
Which one? The
I don't.
You talking about the one that the cult leader one?
No.
That Jim. No. The rapper is just a rapper. He's part of Dipset.
Oh well, then man, you got to give him some props.
I'm playing his joint tomorrow. I'm playing a song of his tomorrow.
Good. I've been listening to a little bit of hip hop lately. I heard that new Drake song
with Party Next Door.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Man, people are still divided on this Kendrick Lamar Drake stuff.
Ain't no division.
No, there is, because
Ain't
I'll play They Not Like Us, and then somebody, well, you gotta play some Drake if you're gonna play some Kendrick Lamar. I'm like,
whatever, they just Drakeys. It's all right.
That's what I'm saying. But there's still people that are on Drake's side.
They should. Why wouldn't they? The man is talented. Nobody said anything. He just lost a rap war. What the hell? Everybody lose. Ain't nobody perfect. What the hell's wrong with that, people?
He lost a rap war.
He just lost a rap battle. That's all. Relax, man. Go make hits like you always do, and we'll be back.
Yeah, I know. If I were Drake, I wouldn't get involved with that. I would just keep cranking out #1 hits and making money, man. I don't know why he wanted to get his ass involved with a Pulitzer Prize winner, no less. Like that's like me. Like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna outright you. Where's
ego? No, ego. Ego happens, bro. We talk about this with these athletes. Sometimes they think they're bigger than than life because they've been getting away with a lot of things, and they've been, everybody's been on their hands and knees, like praising them and everything like that. So it's like when they finally lose or they're not getting the love that they're used to, they don't know how to act.
I have been listening to more Kendrick Lamar too. What's called Squabble Up?
You love that joint, don't you?
I love Turn the TV On.
You see, you listening to GNX.
Yeah, because in the Super Bowl, they start playing everything.
Dude, that's the thing. The hits are the hits, man. People like music, man. People like certain individuals. Here's the thing.
People like music.
No, people love music. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people gonna like music. People gonna like Drake. People gonna like Kendrick. There might be people that like both of them. Well, DMX always said he never liked Drake from the jump.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he called him out.
DMX got rough at the end, man.
But DMX was right. He called him a plant.
Ooh.
He called him a plant.
Man, you gotta watch your words, man. Not you, but like when you call people stuff like that, that's
Yeah. So, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, we all know Marcos is a Drake fan. He's an Aubrey lover, and there's nothing wrong with that. The man can make hits.
Maybe on tomorrow's show, you know how Cam Ward and Shadur Sanders were trash talking? Maybe you and I can trash talk each other on the air tomorrow. I don't know. That might hurt me a little bit.
I don't know. We had a good trash talk earlier.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we were going at it. And people were texting me going crazy. Like, oh, is everything okay? I'm like,
they really thought we were. Wow, we're getting good.
It's about as normal as the gets every day. It's so funny, man. Being from that Creole culture, like you and I talking. If you don't know, you think we're like about to get into a physical altercation. Like I saw myself talking to someone the other day, and somebody walked by the studio, and I was like, they probably think that I'm about to fight somebody, but I'm really just talking about something nonchalant. Just very animated culture, man. Very animated culture. But who isn't? We got it all. We got the culture tonight. Heat tomorrow. Panthers, let's go. Let's go Inter Miami. Let's go Canes. Canes baseball. Let's do it. For my cousin Vladimir Lewisson, I am Dan Day. We'll see you tomorrow. This is Sports Day on 560 WQAM.
Later fools.